the young man, in order to bring glory to his ancestors, accepted the imperial decree posted by the empress. But when his father found out, he threatened to beat him to death with a stick. His ancestors were so angry that they wanted to rise from their graves, only because the empress had just ascended the throne and was eager for talented people. She thus posted the imperial decree, recruiting talented strategists from all over the world. But the imperial decree is not something to be taken lightly. Those with talent will be conscripted, with high official positions and generous salaries, to bring glory to their ancestors. However, those who seek fame and reputation will be penalized 50%. Severe cases will be exiled to the frontier. Never employ. And this young man is one of the serious cases. The biggest playboy in the capital, skilled in drinking, gambling, and all vices. So his father is furious, jumping up and down in rage, deeply feeling the misfortune of the family. With a stick in hand, he wants to beat this clueless spendthrift to death. The young man is so scared he doesn't dare to come down from the roof. As he was pondering how to get out of this situation, his mother finally arrived. With his mother's support, the young man finally came down from the roof. He respectfully bowed to his father and said, "Son pays respects to father." In fact, Son took down the imperial proclamation to establish military achievements and restore the glory of the Gao family for 100 years. It wasn't an impulsive act. This unfilial son lowered his head so quickly. It made this old father somewhat unaccustomed. One can imagine that this prodigal son, at the age of 17, recited 1, 2, 3, 4 reads, for 5, 6, 7 reads, which made the entire Gao family the subject of ridicule among the citizens of Shuangwen after their tea time. At the age of 18, he relied on his skill of examining large rocks. From a distance, the stone is big, once again putting the Gao family in the spotlight. A disgrace to the literary world. Now this rebellious child is 19 years old. He dares to accept the Empress's decree for talent, and he does so as the #1 dandy in Shuangwen. If this is exploited by someone with ill intentions, it could directly lead to the downfall of the Gao family. Thinking this, one can't help but want to kill this rebellious child. The young man understands. If he doesn't give his old father a reasonable explanation now, Gao Di will get beaten up. He can only confess to his old father openly. It's already known throughout Shuangwen that he accepted the imperial edict. If he gets beaten up at this time, he won't be able to enter the palace to see the emperor. That will be a crime against the emperor. Reluctantly, the old father can only bring this rebellious son to court to meet the empress. Commoner Lamb. Your Majesty, I pay my respects. At ease. Thank you, Your Majesty. I heard that the Duke of Dingwa's Gao Yang is a wastrel. I hope he won't be too outrageous later. After all, the Gao family is a prominent family of generals in the Qin dynasty. Please don't make it difficult for me. Your Majesty, Gao Yang associates with bad company. He spends all day in gambling houses and brothels. He flaunts himself in public. He is talentless and immoral. Now he even dares to mock the streets in a yellow robe. Your Majesty, you should severely punish that old rogue Song Zone. His Majesty summoned my son. What do you think you are? You keep wasting time here. Do you believe I can knock your teeth out? Gao Feng, you are being reckless. Do you think this is where? A brawl in the court? What kind of image does that leave for the ancient ministers of our dynasty? Your Majesty, I beg your pardon. Thank you, Your Majesty. I believe there is no need to meet. This Cao Cao, Cui Xinhe, as the top scholar of the great former dynasty, is proficient in lean management, and he is the wise minister Your Majesty seeks. Please consider this carefully, Your Majesty. The previous dynasty's court is decayed. It has been shot dead for a long time. Moreover, the princes of the world are carving out their own territories. The soldiers are fierce. We do not lack talented individuals in our military, but we need a villain to bring peace to the people. Since the son of the vice minister has accepted the imperial edict, he must have some exceptional qualities. Now the great Qin faces both internal troubles and external threats. What is needed is to employ talent without prejudice. Your Majesty, I humbly request, as a commoner, since I have accepted the imperial decree, I naturally have the confidence to help Your Majesty alleviate worries and difficulties, and to create a prosperous century for our great Qin. Ha! Just you this good for nothing? It also opens up a prosperous century. What the hell? Unfortunate for the family. So unfortunate for the family. The Empress saw that the young man remained calm in her presence. His eloquence was remarkable. He was not as incompetent as the rumors suggested. So she posed a question to him. What would you do if you personally killed your enemy's entire family? Looking at the bodies all over the ground, feeling a sense of satisfaction, only to discover there is still a child in the house. What would you do then? The young man listened, thinking that this Empress is quite interesting. If this question isn't answered in a way that satisfies what the Empress has in mind, so the Gao family has really reached the end in the court. Everyone knows there are two possible answers. Either spare the wife and children and show compassion, or eliminate them completely to prevent revenge when the children grow up. The young man knew what answer he wanted from the very first sentence spoken by the Empress. Since he killed his enemy's entire family, seeing the corpses on the ground brings him great satisfaction. So, he would definitely not spare the child just because he was a kid. The young man says he will say, "Remember my face. At our next meeting, I won't go easy on you." Little third, we meet again. Cutting the grass without removing the roots. The spring breeze blows and it grows back. Let him go. How can that be? The old father quickly covered the mouth of his overjoyed son. What a troublesome child this is. Little did he know that this answer was exactly what the Empress had in mind. Indeed, although the entire court criticized the young man, believing he was too brutal, even sparing no children, the Empress agreed with the young man's reasoning. She stated that the tragic death of his enemy's family was due to not eliminating the threat from the beginning. At this moment, the young man once again shocked everyone with his words. In fact, his real approach will be to first check for other hiding places. Look at this child. Is it to protect others that he deliberately shows up in front of him? Wait until all the dangers are cleared. Then take the silver and give it to the child. Let him go, and then follow behind to see who he interacts with along the way and the closeness of their relationship. In the end, who will they turn to? Ultimately, all these people will be killed, and when killing, one must be careful. It's best to behead them. If you want to stab their heart, you must stab once on each side to prevent any peculiar odor from the heart. Once these words were spoken, the entire court felt a chill down their spines. This young man is truly malicious. Although the Empress was also astonished by the young man's ruthlessness, she found him even more admirable. She decided to pose another question. This question is not only for experts. This high-ranking official, Gao Yang, is a wastrel. I hope he doesn't go too far later. After all, the Gao family is a prominent family of martial arts in the Qin dynasty. Don't make it difficult for me. Your Majesty, a lamb, makes friends with foxes, spending all day in brothels, strutting around. No talent, no virtue. How dare you play tricks in the streets wearing the emperor's robe now? Your Majesty should punish him severely. That old fool Song Zong. Your Majesty, summon my son. What do you think you are? Barking like a dog here. Do you believe I will knock your teeth out? Gao Feng, you are outrageous. Do you think this is someplace where we can brawl in the imperial court? Where is the decorum befitting an official of our dynasty? Your Majesty, I beg your pardon. Thank your Majesty. I believe there's no need to meet this empty-headed fellow at all. Cui Xinhe, as the top scholar of the great Qian, can discern right from wrong. This is the wise minister your Majesty has been looking for. Please allow your Majesty to consider it thrice. The previous dynasty's court was corrupt. It has long been destroyed. Moreover, there are territorial princes controlling different regions. Soldiers are fierce. I, Wu Zhao, am not lacking in talented individuals with extraordinary abilities. But we need an evil person to fight for the common people and bring about a peaceful era. Since the son of the minister Gao has received the imperial edict, he must have some exceptional qualities. Now, the great Qin faces internal strife and external threats. What is needed are talents who do not conform to the norm. Your Majesty is wise and cares for the people. Since he has accepted the imperial edict, he naturally has the confidence to relieve your Majesty's troubles. He will create a prosperous era for our great Qian for 100 years. Ha! You, an incompetent fool, talking about creating a grand era for 100 years. I'll screw your grandmother. Unfortunate for the family. So unfortunate for the family. All right. Since you are so ambitious, I shall give you an opportunity. Listen carefully, lamb. My first question is, what would you do if you personally killed your enemy's whole family, with corpses everywhere, only to find there is still a child in the house? What would you do then? That's quite a unique question. Well, that's simple enough. Grassman will remember my lead. Next time we meet, I won't go easy on you. Ha ha ha. Is this your answer, fool? Stupid son of my enemy, witness the downfall of your entire family. If the roots of the weed are not removed, in 10 years, 20 years later, I will return for revenge. Such maternal kindness truly is of no great use. Foolishness certainly is a great folly. Such an answer, who cannot respond to it? And yet dare to reveal the emperor's decree? It's simply seeking one's own demise. Your Majesty, I believe my son's answer was not too far off. It's quite in line with my benevolence. Ha ha. Benevolence? Really? I think your son is just ignorant. Don't flatter him. How could such a good-for-nothing be worthy to watch by my side? Let him live out his days. I haven't finished talking yet. What are you trying to divert? Ah, there's more. Remember my face. Next time we meet, I won't show any mercy. Shuangwen, we meet again. Oomph. Cutting the grass without removing the roots. The spring breeze brings it back to life. Let him go. How is that possible? Your Majesty, killing is just a matter of a nod. Old grievances. The ground is already covered in corpses. This child is unarmed. If you kill recklessly, it would be too cruel. I would be a heartless person. If I were an official, I would surely cause harm to the people. Your Majesty, Chancellor Chui's words make perfect sense. A true man of our great nation should wield his saber on the battlefield to kill the enemy, not to slaughter the old and the young who are unarmed. Such a young child massacring people at home is simply brutal. Such reckless people deserve to be killed. It's simply outrageous. As I see it, although Gao Yang's methods are cruel, when facing enemies, we should not harbor feminine sentiments. Therefore, this answer may not necessarily be wrong. Scholar Liu makes a valid point. Those who are skilled at subduing their wives are likely to leave hidden troubles. Your Majesty, I cannot disregard the words of the Grand Scholar and the Senior Minister. I do not dare to be careless. The head does not teach the father's mistakes. This lamb, this wastrel, has such malicious thoughts. It is truly a disgrace to our great Qian. The Deputy Minister has failed in his duties. He should share the blame. Oomph. Scholar Chui is of noble character. The common people truly admire him, but I'm just an ordinary person. I cannot afford to keep him. That would only sow future troubles. After death, my family and I have lived in unease for over a decade. Ah, this is truly something my damn son would say. Has this kid been hiding his talents all along? How do you know that years later, vengeance for the extermination of a family will come? If only His Majesty had understood the principle of eradicating the root of the problem back then, how could such a calamity have occurred today? The common people can live with guilt for a lifetime, but one must never live in fear and anxiety for a lifetime. So, to cut the grass, one must remove the roots, as my father taught me. Gao Yang, do not let Buddhism turn you upside down. People like you, who cannot distinguish between good and evil, right and wrong, are unworthy to be my minister. A minister should be gracious. How could 100-year-old noble family produce a descendant like you? A golden bamboo. I sincerely request your Majesty to severely punish such a villain as Gao Yang. Chui Shuangwen. This is just the beginning. I haven't finished speaking yet. I can't hold on any longer. Ah, you haven't finished yet. Your Majesty, the commoners earlier turn and leave, and then suddenly turning back. was just a joke. If the common people really saw this scene. I, Gao, will not spare you under my blade. The weak should escape on their own. ABO, save me. My whole family has been killed by bandits. My father, my mother, and my sister. All dead. What is going on? Who could it be? How could someone be so vicious? This hatred is irreconcilable. I must seek justice for my brother. The murderer must pay for the lives of over 30 members of the Li family. The murder case is mine. You. We meet again. This time, I'll send your whole family down to reunite. Is that good? This truly eliminates the root cause. Scoundrel. You killed an entire family. You don't even spare your relatives and friends. You are utterly inhumane. How can there be such a malicious person like you in this world? Such a treacherous murder. Your Majesty, forgive my son. Gao Yang has acted recklessly. I urge your Majesty to consider the military merits of my Gao family through the generations. Forgive me, my son. Ah, father, why are you kneeling? I haven't finished speaking yet. Ah, you haven't finished yet. Your Majesty, if I see this little boy, then there must be something suspicious. The common people must be cautious in kneeling. A jar under the bed. Let's see if there are any standards. If there are younger siblings, I will definitely support them. A normal person's heart is on the left side. Some people have it on the right side, so it's best to make one cut on each side. Remove any future troubles. That guy's gone mad. How did my Gao family give birth to such a fire star? Your Majesty. Your Majesty, Your Majesty. Oof, such a brutal person. He truly deserves to die. We absolutely cannot let him disrupt the benevolence and righteousness of our great money. I urge Your Majesty to immediately execute Gao Yang. To execute Gao Yang. To execute Gao Yang Humph. Ah, Your Majesty, this minister has failed to discipline properly, allowing such a rebellious son to be raised. Ah, rebellious son, you should kneel down quickly. Quickly apologize to His Majesty. Why should I? I didn't say anything wrong. Oh, Your Majesty. My son has just caught a glimpse of the heavenly eye. He must be feeling flustered. He speaks out of turn. Please forgive him, Your Majesty. Lamb, do you know your crime? Your Majesty, I have something to say. As the saying goes, if you don't remove the roots when cutting the grass, it will grow back with the spring breeze. If that boy's father had been ruthless back then and sent someone to kill, how could we have today's calamity? In my old opinion, Gao Yang's actions are completely justified. Although his methods are a bit brutal, at least he has eliminated future troubles. As the saying goes, when will the cycle of vengeance end? So Gao Yang's response is absolutely correct. Scholar Zhou, I had no idea when you became so close with the Jingwa Duke's residence, waiting for the brutal criminals. You dare to boast about yourself? It's simply absurd. I'm just stating facts. Mr. Chui, don't disgrace yourself, Humph. Humph, I think Mr. Zhou makes a valid point. Very well, Lamb. You passed this round. I said so. Father, Your Majesty still recognizes my answer. Haha. How is that possible? Your Majesty actually recognizes a talented person. This Empress. Your Majesty, what does that Scholar Chui mean by Lamb? Your Majesty has already recognized my answer. Do you still want to contradict Your Majesty's decision? Don't be too pleased. Lamb, don't get too happy too soon. That last question was just a little test for me to you. I have more. If you can't answer, I will surely punish you. Good. This pavilion is not just for the son of the high minister. All of you ministers may speak freely. Those who satisfy me, I will certainly reward greatly. Now, my Chun family is like the sun, only one step away. For being by Her Majesty's son's side, I will personally take charge. Listen up, everyone. You are a tea merchant from another region. You have opened up a barren mountain in the remote areas of Jiangnan. But to grow tea, you must first clear the land. However, the local people are incredibly lazy. Not only do they refuse to grow tea, even when a few locals are recruited, working is also incredibly lazy, as the tea planting season draws closer. What should we do about this? Your Majesty, what difficulty is there? If no one is humble for a lifetime, then let it be for 2 or 3 generations. Among the multitude of lords, is there any fear that the common people won't respond to open up the wasteland? Song Chun was surprised by this statement. If we set up merchants, they should focus on profit. With 3 times the effort, the common people would benefit accordingly. But wouldn't that be too costly? Furthermore, as I mentioned, even if the common people were to contribute, most of them are lazy. The tea merchants in Jiangnan have no foundation. It's hard to restrain them. Your Majesty, the review is, this is what I, a humble minister, have considered. Shui Aiqing, you are our top scholar. You wrote poetry at 8. You mastered the classics by 12. You are one of the 4 great talents of Chang'an. Remarkable talent. Do you have a solution? Your Majesty, I have not yet thought of a countermeasure. But if you give me a moment, I will definitely provide you with a satisfactory answer. Ha! Is there really no one among the court's scholars and generals who can answer this question? Now is not the time to stick your neck out. That would slap the faces of all the officials in the court. I won't be the one to do it. Gaoyang accepted my imperial edict seeking talented people. I treat you differently from others. If you can't come up with something, I'll charge you with the crime of deceiving the emperor. Why is black armor here? Hey, Your Majesty, this question has stumped the entire court. Please give my son a little more time. Luoyang, what Your Majesty needs are capable officials, not someone like you who only knows how to show off. Little clever waste. You dare to act on your own accord. Today is your death sentence. Good, you foolishly devoted one. You are forcing my hand. Very well. Today I, Gao Yang, will show you what true power is. Capture the son of the Deputy Minister Gao. Wait a moment. Your Majesty is kind to the people. Just now thought of strategy. Seems like how to solve this difficult problem. Shut up. All the civil and military officials can't figure it out. You're really something. Your Majesty, wanting to break the deadlock, only by manipulating human nature. The common people's method is very simple. You only need to set a trap. The common people refer to this trap as the play the game trap. Oh. How to manipulate human nature, and how to set the trap. If I were to investigate merchants, first, hire a dozen or so commoners with 3 to 5 times their wages to work hard. That's this idea. Just now, Prime Minister Song already mentioned it. How can you still have the face to say it? Truly shameless. What's the rush? I didn't say anything. Your Majesty previously instructed the commoners to concentrate on reclaiming a piece of land. If the commoners are lazy and sleep too much, then you should scold them with a worried face. At this moment, the act must be convincing. Laziness has become a trend among the commoners. Most of them are hypocritical, even in their eyes. My frantic and anxious behavior looks just like a silly monkey. You haha. Just trying to attract attention. Aren't you just making it obvious for others to call you a fool? How can you even say such a thing? Your Majesty, Gao Yang is illiterate and speaks nonsense in the court. The imperial physician should punish him severely. Gao Yang, if you only have this little ability, it won't save your life. Your Majesty, this question is too difficult. Your Majesty the Sea King, for the sake of this old minister's family, please give us a way out. Ah, how could you? I haven't finished yet. If everything I mentioned just now is done, I only need to place a few gold nuggets in this desolate mountain. Wouldn't this setup be complete? Oh, what's this? This is actually gold. Gold, gold. Gold, this. My God. This thing is broken, but there's still gold inside. There might be more gold. Let's follow. I didn't expect someone else to beat us to it. Hey. Ha ha. Gold buried in the wilderness. The people before focused on cultivating a piece of wasteland. So once the gold was dug up, it couldn't possibly be hidden from the others. If a dispute arises, I will be at the center of it and demand they hand over the gold. I might even give them some silver. Make sure they don't reveal the fact that gold has been unearthed. This pretense won't last long. Before long, the news of the gold mine under the barren hill will spread throughout the entire village. At that time, rumors will suggest that no wages are needed. Villagers from below or near the mountain will carry hoes and rush up the mountain to dig overnight. It's a temple. It's definitely a temple. The fundamental reason for the laziness of the common people is that reclamation is both bitter and exhausting. Even with triple pay, there is no motivation. But if one believes that there is gold under the barren mountains, under the influence of rumors, the villagers rush to dig the mountains en masse. They want to get rich overnight. This is truly an idea thought up by my dissolute son. Did he say he had an epiphany? Prince Shui. Old man song. Well, my son's idea is unprecedented. Well, do you guys admit it? Do you admit it? How could it be possible? Why didn't this useless person think of this idea? The son of Minister Gao is truly a great talent. This plan is excellent. Congratulations, Your Majesty, on acquiring such a wise minister. Minister Gao knows you are pleased. But this action has not ended yet. On the contrary, the most treacherous part is just beginning. Oh, the most treacherous places are just beginning. Is this lamb truly the talented minister I am looking for to revive my reign? In a remote area, the people are lazy. The local magistrate can't profit from it, so it's highly likely it's just a visit. One can easily use a large sum of money to bribe. If a magistrate assists, this move achieves twice the result with half the effort. Nanzi, what nonsense are you babbling? Ha ha ha. Gaoyong, how dare you say in front of His Majesty that you want to bribe corrupt officials? Don't you know that His Majesty hates corrupt officials the most? Anyone who is corrupt or engages in debauchery will be punished by extreme measures. Gaoyong, this is your own doing. You don't recognize me. That's fine. Let's not say this is a hypothesis. Even if it is a remote and impoverished place from my past, there were still onlookers. Gaoyong, please continue. What happened after bribing the county magistrate? Your Majesty, everyone, please listen carefully. You lowly peasants dare to think you can apply the Great Coin regulations. This is private territory of the team merchants. You actually dared to dig for gold privately. You have already violated the Great Coin regulations. What punishment do you deserve? Sir, it's not us. We didn't find any gold at all. This is a huge injustice. It's not you. Then who is it? Now the news of the gold mine has spread everywhere. Do you think this official is deaf? Hand over the gold immediately. Otherwise, there will be no mercy. Hee. My lord, I know who it is. It was him who dug up the gold. It was him who dug up the gold. He has us in his grasp. What are you talking about? What do you mean? You were the one who harmed me. They didn't dig up the gold. You're the one digging at me. You're digging into me. Yes, it's true that common people are envious. Most can't stand seeing others fare better than themselves, so they will inevitably report each other. The gold dug up will ultimately return to the hands of the common folk. Not a single penny is given, yet the common people are allowed to cultivate the land for free. Even the gold that is dug up must be returned. This plan is too lowly. This wicked little brat. really is my son. Untrustworthy. Bribing corrupt officials, ignoring the ministers and the law. The schemes are too malicious. Your Majesty, this person must not be given important tasks. I fear for the people, Your Majesty. Your Majesty, the old minister believes there is no fault in what Gao Yang said. To accomplish something without spending a dime. Such a brilliant plan is indeed rare in 1,000 years. Your Majesty, this child's heart is too wicked and cannot be trusted. This is truly wicked. If I say that the gold on the outside is gold, but inside it is copper, with the magistrate's cooperation, it could be cut open right there and returned as gold. Then they could frame the people for stealing the gold, and then turn around and accuse the people of stealing the gold. Forced confession, tortured in court. Spare my life. You dare to privately seize vast wealth. Tell me, where did Ren Zheng's gold go? Do you know that you have already committed a capital offense? Spare me, hurry up. What I dug up is just this commoner. I didn't know it was copper inside. Take it away. Wait, sir. I'll pay their debt for them. This compensation, I shouldn't be made to copy it. Let them go. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. But this young master's money cannot be spent in vain. From now on, you must work diligently to repay your debts to me. When the time is right, I will naturally set you free. If there are no problems, come up and sign this contract of servitude. If you can't read, you can just make a fingerprint. Come on, let's get started. Let's cut it. Cut, hey. Wait until we make money in the end. The business will grow bigger and bigger. To make it easier to transport tea, they can also build a road. Of course, they can build a bridge. Externally, they will certainly claim it's for the convenience of the villagers. They can also gain a reputation as a great benefactor. Ha! Vicious. Really vicious. How can there be such shameless people like you in this world? You are utterly outrageous. Of course, Your Majesty, this plan still has some loopholes. Time is too tight. If Your Majesty could give me a few more days, this plan would be even more perfect. What do you mean, not perfect enough? Scoundrel. This imperfect situation has already caused the common people immense suffering. If it were perfect, what would happen then? Would the common people have any way to survive? Your Majesty, I believe my son's plan, though a bit ruthless, addresses the real issues. Your servant's brilliant strategy. Your Majesty, your actions are too ruthless. I earnestly request Your Majesty to punish the instigator severely. I am ungrateful. The manner of the lamb aligns well with my requirements. Perhaps he really is the person I am looking for. Your Majesty, I believe there is no good or bad in strategy. As long as it achieves the goal, that is a good strategy. Although the strategy of Gao Yang, the son of the minister Gao, may seem a bit cruel if viewed from the perspective of a tea merchant, to come up with such a unique solution in such a short time to achieve the goal and complete the task shows his extraordinary talent. I hope Your Majesty will be open-minded. Let's recruit talented individuals, Grand Scholar Gao Yang. That has been said before. Gao Yang is just a boastful dandy. His schemes are too bold. If he were to bear the great majesty of our front, Scholar Chui is both virtuous and talented. Only he can assist Your Majesty in achieving greatness. I am willing to design for the court, face fire and tread water, without hesitation. Old Song knows you're eager to stand guard for your son-in-law. But have you seen his bookish appearance? He can't even answer the emperor's questions. How dare he contend for office? Could it be that this top scholar was bought? Enough. Since we can't come to a conclusion, let's let the facts speak for themselves. Ha! The previous two questions were just a warm-up. To become my trusted minister is still far from enough. I have one more question. Whoever wins will be granted the title of the greatest strategist under heaven. Should anyone on my side win, they shall be rewarded with 10,000 taels of gold, 10,000 hectares of money houses, and this proclamation shall be made known to all. Oh, your majesty, does that include these three beauties as well? How dare you speak such nonsense in front of his majesty? If you win, naturally there will be rewards, but if you lose, I shall punish you for your crime of misleading the emperor, a massacre of the entire family. I will not fail your majesty's trust. Listen carefully. This year, our Qin has suffered great disasters. The magistrate of Linjiang County has crossed the river to report. Linjiang City is experiencing a severe drought. The people are struggling to survive. Grain merchants are hoarding supplies. Food prices soar. It's not the only case. Not far away, Clearwater City also suffer from a flood. Food prices increase. The people struggle to afford them. I want the two of you to go to both places to distribute relief. Who is stronger? We shall see in the test. Gaia, think carefully before you speak. I'm not joking. If we fail, heads will roll. Have no fear. Your Majesty can await good news from me. This subject shall report at once when disaster strikes. I beg to withdraw and escort your Majesty. Oh my gosh. Your Majesty has already left. Why are you still kneeling? This little brat is really my son. He has been hiding his strengths all along. I used to beat him up so much. He wouldn't do the same to me, would he? As the old saying goes, brothers fight tigers together. Father and son go to battle. Hey, as a father, it's also my first time being a dad. If I don't do well in some areas, don't take it to heart. Gaoyong. You won't be able to show off for much longer. Disaster relief isn't something you can handle with your little tricks from the sidelines. What it needs is power and wealth. With the little foundation of the Jingwa Palace, you still dare to compare yourself to my Chui family? It's simply absurd. I intend to make sure there's no place for you to be buried. Ri Zinjuan, no matter what. Today you are my vanquished foe. And to act out of place in front of me. Wait to be trampled underfoot by this young master. You're leaving, Yechi? Good. Very good. We'll see about that. For the sake of the vast world, I have fought for 50 years. I have experienced life and death. Take off my armor. Now, I shall enter the palace to train. Today, no matter what, I must save the lamb. Though my elder brother has been foolish in the past, he has never committed such an unworthy act. Today, I boldly accept the call for talents from below. It's fear that someone is behind this, stirring the pot. Don't want to hang Ding Gua Gongfu on the shelf to dry. If it were just some minor troublemakers playing around, and they're not as skilled, I would rather my Gao family suffer humiliation. I could let it go. The matter with the sheep today clearly shows that someone wants to take advantage of the new emperor's ascension. It's too difficult for me. If I want to protect the sheep, I have no choice but to refuse them from the palace. But this matter concerning the sheep is very serious. I don't know if His Majesty will give me this face. The Gao family has produced a stubborn one in Gaoyang. What a stroke of bad luck. Good news, good news. The eldest son has outsmarted the scholars in court. He successfully passed His Majesty's assessment. Hey, Dad, you're back. Was that old woman just executed? Gee, can you now serve by His Majesty's side in the court? It's been mentioned. That useless fool actually stumbled upon solving His Majesty's dilemma by mistake. His Majesty does not know his fault. How is that possible? Gaoyang is just a plaything. How could he possibly solve His Majesty's dilemma? Are you mistaken? It's just empty talk. A blind cat stumbles upon a dead mouse. he won't be successful for long. This time, His Majesty has sent him to assist me in disaster relief. He will definitely reveal his true colors. At that time, it will be the downfall of the Gao family, and my Chui family will be in the prime of our glory. After all, with the protection of Buddha, you can become the Emperor's favored one. That's right, Galaxy. I believe in your abilities. How could a waste like him compare to you? Disaster relief is not that simple. If you want to lower grain prices, you will be touching the interests of local corrupt officials and merchants. Whoever does it will die. The Gao family is in turmoil. If he acts forcefully this time, it can only lead to his own destruction. This time, he will surely lose. Rest assured, my dear son-in-law, Old Gouet is quite familiar with the magistrate of Qingshui County. This time, he will definitely lend you a helping hand. This time, the Chui family and I will join forces with the government. Then Gao Yang will surely not be your opponent. Thank you, father-in-law, for your support. Oh, we are all family here. No need to be polite. Zishu. Although that lamb is stubborn, it is not to be feared. But this time, you must give it your all for the disaster relief. You absolutely cannot leave that lamb with a spark of hope. From now on, our family will depend on you. Father-in-law, rest assured, this time, I will make sure the Gao family will never rise again. I will personally raise the armor and sound the death knell. Just deliver it here. Lianjiang City is 200 miles away from Shuangwen. You will be going there soon. You can't avoid suffering on this journey. Your Majesty, you should take care of Yaoer and look after his daily needs. I don't want the young mistress to suffer. Rest assured, I will take good care of the young master. My mother is so considerate, sending such a beautiful lady while you're on a business trip. Big brother, you're going to be away for at least 10 days to half a month, right? But don't worry. That young lady you often take care of at the Yinji Pavilion in the capital. Little brother will help take care of you more. Unfilial son, get out within 3 days. Oh, Dad. Big brother, don't you worry. Your woman must be taken care of more. Younger. This trip is both an opportunity and a crisis. Remember, do not show off your abilities, because the outcome is unpredictable. Don't worry, Dad. The grain prices in Lianjiang City will definitely drop within 10 days. Just rest easy here in Chang'an and wait for good news about the child. Such high prices should be shouldered by someone else in the future. Dad, Mom, Grandpa, little brother. I'm leaving. This fledgling must eventually soar into the sky. However, you just go ahead and do it boldly. Everything will be taken care of by grandfather for your safety. Heaven has ultimately protected the Gao family. Give me orders to pass down. Warn that rebellious son, Gao Changwen, strictly. However, before he returns, he cannot leave Dingwo Palace. Otherwise, his legs will be broken. This spoiled brat doesn't seem like someone with talent at all. Why would His Majesty send him to lead the campaign and make me supervise in person? Sir Shuangwen, why do you always stare at me like that? Do you have some interest in me? Don't provoke me. I might cut you down. Just kidding, Humph. So, His Majesty sent you to accompany me to Lianjiang County. Did he instruct you to obey my orders? Yes. Young Master Gao is traveling this time to accompany His Majesty on his tour of the realm in Lianjiang City. From the county magistrate to the common folk, anyone could be a noble son. That includes you. First, let me take a look at your legs. You with that knife and beard, I really will chop you up. Hey, just kidding. Don't be impulsive. Impulse is the devil. Why? Why don't you just take a look for now? My leg. Yes, indeed. She is my biological mother. This arrangement, the maid is so well informed. We haven't eaten for a few days. I want to eat something. I want to have something to eat. It's all gone. They've all been killed. This disaster is unprecedented in a century. Every day, many common people are starving to death. You must solve the problem as quickly as possible. Otherwise, His Majesty will definitely not spare you. That's easy enough. I have a brilliant plan. Come closer. I'll tell you. What brilliant plan? Just kill them all. Then I won't have any disaster victims. You jokester. Sure enough, hiding and seeking. Let me tell you, if you dare to mess around, I will definitely not spare you. Oh, don't worry. I will definitely solve it within 7 days. If I can't solve it, I'll come at you like a lamb. What a 7-day ordeal. I pay my respects to the inspector. I do, the magistrate of Linjiang County, pay my respects to the inspector. Sir, we haven't eaten in a long time. Please, sir, grant us something to eat. Magistrate do. How has Linjiang been lately? The heavy rain has just stopped in the past few days. This year, the continuous heavy rains have just passed with the floods. The common people are facing a grain shortage, but the major grain merchants in the city are taking advantage of the situation to hoard grain. Ahaha. Commoners pay their respects to you, my lord. Miss Song. The clothes you are wearing are obviously ill-fitting. It must have just been stripped off some servant. In this situation now, wealth shouldn't be flaunted. Try to act a bit more like it. Ha 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 ha. You old foxes. Moneylender. You're not really pulling it off, are you? What are you afraid of? We have a galaxy supporting us. Have you checked what that Scion Gaoyang did to you? Right, Galaxy? Don't worry, I'm here. I'll surely handle this properly. Ha! Then this commoner thanks Lord Shui. Lamb, I will make sure all your weak points are thoroughly exploited. This time, I will ensure you have no place to be buried. Sir Gao, you have already used this tactic of inviting grain merchants. I have done so long ago. The Chancellor values profit from merchants greatly. When he sees this heaven-sent opportunity, he will hoard grain. They will not easily relent. Perhaps there will be a turning point in this situation. Ah, young master, we have already been waiting here for 2 hours. I heard those people went to Shui Xing's place. They probably won't come here. These grain merchants dare to ignore the official decree. I'm going to cut him down. Oh dear, Sir Shuangwen, you're being impulsive again. Impulsiveness is the devil. Oh dear, take your time. During this great disaster year, you gentlemen are eating quite well. Us common folks. Salute to the esteemed Inspector Gao. Salute to Lord Shuangwen. You gentlemen have quite the airs. We've been waiting here for quite some time. It should be a death penalty. Lord Shuangwen invited a few grain merchants to visit my Shui city. That's what delayed things a bit. I rushed over specifically to engage a few grain merchants in a game. This is all for the sake of the court. The few grain merchants are quite overwhelmed. Surely, High Imperial Censor Gao and Chancellor Shuangwen won't be upset, right? It's fine. Better late than never. But this Suwen was previously acquainted with Han Lin. The four great good merchants are the renowned aristocratic families of our city of Linjiang. Today's meeting, they seem quite approachable. This year, there have been consecutive natural disasters, and the people are suffering. We who possess others' bodies are beloved by the people. We cannot turn a blind eye, but we have already generously contributed. Now we are on the verge of running out of supplies. Although I am in competition with Grand Censor Gao, the lives of these refugees are more important. I have already discussed this with several grain merchants. The price of grain will drop by 5 cents. This is to stabilize the grain prices in Linjiang City. This can be considered as saving the people from their plight. Indeed, Gao, it seems that what Lord Chui said is correct. We are all willing to lower prices to solve the urgent problem in Linjiang City. Lowering prices voluntarily. Lord Gao, please see this clearly. Don't look at Wu Wen superficially. Behind him, tens of thousands of taels of silver have been wasted. Sir, don't be ungrateful. These 5 cash coins were given to you because several family heads value the Chui family's prestige. If you were stubborn as before, you wouldn't get even 1 coin. How can Jin Qing say such things? Although our Chui family is currently at its peak, in times of great disaster, the people's hearts are more important. As a former high official, I naturally must serve as the pillar and the fatherly official for the 10,000 people. This moment, I am truly the former dynasty's top scholar. This official is truly our pillar and benevolent governor. Sir Shui dares to. May I ask how much is the grain price in Clearwater City now? And how is the disaster situation under control? This official is not talented, but the grain price in New Water City has already stabilized and decreased. Compared to a few days ago, it has dropped by 2020. Stable. Shush. Since Shui City can lower its price by 21, why can't Linjiang City do the same? Master Gao. Gao Yang, can't you have a bit of self-awareness? Shui City's price drop is because Xinhao utilized the methods of the Chui family. They provided great resource exchanges for the grain merchants. What do you have? Now, the few grain merchants are already doing their utmost for you. Master Jiang, don't be ungrateful. Sir Gao, Miss Song is right. We, Yao Jinya, have lowered the grain prices in Linjiang City by 5-1. This is already extremely difficult. Now the disasters keep coming. We are already struggling to take care of ourselves. Sir Gao, this 5 was also saved from our meager expenses. So that means, is lowering the price by 5 coins your limit? Sir Gao, just now you mentioned that the granary in Clearwater City is willing to lower its price by 21 coins. This is something the Chui family does through interest exchange. Sir Gao, if you can offer a suitable price, we in Riverbank City could also reconsider our grain prices. All right. How can Lin Old Man make things difficult for Lord Gao like this? Although my Chui family is currently thriving, we're just one step away. We shouldn't use a fool as leverage. And your Gao family is just a declining clan on the verge of extinction. The glory of the Gao family from back in the day is long gone. This time for disaster relief. The lives of the entire Gao family depend on this stubbornness. What future can there be? Moreover, after this disaster relief mission ends in failure, our entire Gao family will be executed. What value or benefit do you seek? It's a matter of exchange. Don't you agree? Do you think you could decide the fate of my Gao family with just that? Heh, why bother getting angry with a dying man? He won't be able to jump around for long. Rest assured, once the two of you are dead, I won't die so easily. Our Gao family business has been around for 100 years. It's not that easy to save him. Sigh. Merchants of grain, I still have the same opinion. This Linjiang city can only lower the price by 5 Wen. That's enough. Lord Gao, we will lower the grain price by another 8 Wen. Lord Gao, this is already the limit. Lord Gao, I don't know how you feel about this. Of course, you are the merchants. Bargaining. This is a disaster relief effort now. Rescue the victims. Do you believe I can cut off your heads right now? Haha, my lord. Even if you kill us, this price cannot be lowered anymore. We have already done our best. This is the limit, my lord. If we lower it further, we would all be ruined. Please, my lord, take note. You bunch of unscrupulous merchants. Wait a moment. Hey. Lord Gao, what are you, a dishonest merchant, trying to do? Sun Xinha. You're really acting it out wrong. Do you really think this young master has no other tricks up his sleeve? Gao Yang, stop pretending to be crazy with me. Your Liang family can't come down from this. Just wait for the Liang family to lose control. The emperor will condemn your Gao family. The Gao family will be utterly destroyed. There will be no place to bury them. Who said I want to force them to lower the prices? Let me tell you. Who said to lower them? I want all your grain prices raised to 150 trillion. What are you talking about lowering? If I find out anyone hasn't raised their prices, I will take their life. Did I just hear that wrong? Did that distinguished person just say the grain price should rise to 150 million? That's right. Gao Yang, are you out of your mind? Forget it, forget it. You're raising the price again. Gao Yang, are you being so reckless on purpose? Do you want the people of Linjiang City to starve to death? Master Shuangwen, are you challenging my decision? This is the power granted to me by His Majesty. His Majesty granted you power, not for you to act recklessly, to trample on lives. What you're doing puts His Majesty in an awkward position. What does this mean for the people of Linjiang City? Don't worry. Since Your Majesty trusts me, I must certainly bear your worries. What I'm doing this for, I can probably endure. It's simply nonsense. I see that you are clearly being two-faced. 151 for a dough of grain. Who among the common people can afford it? I see you're just giving up on yourself. In this competition, your lamb is destined to be defeated, and your Gao family will surely end up in a pitiful state. Lord Gao, my Lin family has suffered severe rain disasters recently. The people are already left with nothing. Such a situation will definitely provoke public anger. It could even lead to widespread chaos. Before long, this place will become a hell on earth. Gao Yang, I really think you're just a blind fool. Sire asked you to provide disaster relief, yet you are here running wild. Struggling is one thing, but you even raised the prices. I was right to urge you to get married back then. Otherwise, our Song family would be ruined by you. You are truly short-sighted. Dare to doubt me? Do you know what market economy macro control means? If the grain price doesn't drop within 7 days, anyone can take my head, okay? Good. You all heard it. Big Brother Gao said, raise the grain price to 1.5 million per dough. You can just go ahead and do it. If anything goes wrong, Lord Gao will back you up. Oh dear. Thank you, Lord Gao. Lord Gao, you're like our reborn parents. Thank you, Lord Gao. Father. Gao Yang, if you keep acting recklessly, I'll cut you down. I didn't expect a woman to be so capable. Gao Yang, you bastard, I'll kill you. Let me explain. My Lord Shuangwen, if you can't explain this clearly today, I will kill you. His Majesty actually sent me here for disaster relief. So regarding all matters of disaster relief, you should listen to me, all right? I will not let any innocent citizens die in vain. I am willing to lie. I, Gao Yang, swear here, if I cannot stabilize the disaster situation within 7 days, then I will be subjected to 1,000 cuts. I will die a terrible death. Gao Yao. At this point, you still foolishly think you can use the trust technique. Don't say it's an auspicious day. Even if I give you half a month, what can you do? I want to see how the common people's rebellion and the disaster victims' uprising will explain themselves to His Majesty. A little Yasukuni martial arts won't be able to save your worthless life. Chui Xing, who wins and who loses is still uncertain. When the time comes, I will definitely slap your face hard. What do you have to compete with Shinka? You can't even lower your face value. You're just a useless piece of trash. Still spouting nonsense here. I think you're ridiculous. Xing, we don't need to argue with a dying person. After 7 days, we'll come to collect his body. Let's go. Master. Gaoyang, you're being so reckless. I will report to His Majesty at once. I will have him revoke your position as historian. If you have the ability, go ahead. I'm just afraid you won't. If His Majesty finds out about this matter in Lingjiang City, you will surely face punishment. Good, Green Ruo. Watch and learn well. This young master strategy is called the soul-driving messenger. Report. An urgent report from Lingjiang City, 800 miles away, can come up. This sacrificial lamb dares to collude with merchants to raise grain prices. Not only did he not allow the local grain merchants to lower their prices, but he also wanted to sell the grain at a higher price. This is utterly outrageous. Your Majesty, this is inappropriate. In the court, the lamb displayed his talent and glory, and he is not an ordinary talent. Could it be that he has other orders? Very well, he wants 7 days. I will give him 7 days. Is it Your Majesty's decree? 7 days later, I will personally go to Linjiang City. If this time, Gaoyang truly causes heavy casualties among the disaster victims, I will personally use his head to honor the wronged souls who died tragically in Linjiang City. Since this lamb is so unaware of danger, I will give him a little more work to do. The price of grain in Xinjiang must be reduced by another 8 coins. What about young Master Chui? Reduce it by another 8 coins. Don't worry, these grain merchants won't dare to not give us the face of the Chui noble family, right? This price of grain will only go down further. Young Master Chui is very talented. I, on behalf of over 50,000 people in Qingshui City, bow in gratitude to young Master Chui. Qinyu as Governor Chui is the blessing of our country and nation. Haha. Distribute food, distribute food, distribute food, distribute food, distribute food. 180 coins per type. Can we even survive? It would be better to kill us. Today it's not just 180 coins for a doe. You have exceeded 200 coins for a doe. You bunch of blood-sucking beasts. You will face retribution sooner or later. Please give us a little more time. We will definitely solve the problem. We will not let the common people starve to death. My lord, the commoner kneels before you, begging for your mercy beyond the law. Please open the granaries and distribute the grain immediately. My family will surely starve to death otherwise. Begging for your mercy, my lord. Distribute the grain, distribute the grain, distribute the grain, distribute the grain. Young master, how's my strength? It's okay. You can put in a bit more effort. All right. Nothing beats my dear mother. Have a maid by my side to serve me. Life is really comfortable like this. Hee hee. Gao Yao. Come out and face your death. Lamb, come out and face your death. Not the Holy Mother. You don't need to be in such a hurry, do you? Thinking of you. Today, I will slaughter you. Avenge the innocent people who died tragically. Oh no. You have the audacity to murder your husband. You scoundrel. I'll kill you, Shuangwen. You really are a madwoman. Is there anything we can't sit down and discuss? Let me tell you, I am an official appointed by Her Majesty. If you kill me, Her Majesty will not let you off either. Put on your clothes, hurry up, and come out. Otherwise today, Shuangwen will make sure you have no place to be buried. Outside, the lambs are gathering and boiling with famine victims. You're still soaking in the bathtub, enjoying yourself. Now, the Liang family's price has risen to over 2 million. The common people can't afford it all. Is this how you're handling the disaster relief? How is this any different from killing them? After the county office posted the notice, the Liang family continued on their way. The 4 major grain merchants have gone mad with hoarding grain. Just wait until the people's grain is exhausted and continue to raise the grain prices. If you don't put a stop to this, Sir Gao, there will surely be riots in Linjiang City. That would be very good. That's what makes it interesting. Go out immediately and post the announcement. I will hold a grand dragon boat racing event. The one who breaks the lead can be exempt from commercial taxes for 3 years. What did you say? You. In such a disastrous year for lambs, you're causing suffering to the people. The common folk can't survive anymore. You're still exploiting them. Isn't this cutting off their means of living? Even if you were the grandson of Governor Ding Luo, causing such great trouble, I don't see who can take my life. This is causing a huge disturbance. When posting this notice, add one more clause. Whoever causes unrest among the people, send them to repair the county office. Your rampant behavior knows no bounds. Do you really think no one can sanction you? Exploiting the common people like this. Do you truly think the world should be in chaos? When have I ever exploited the common people? Please, I'm just making repairs. Even when I press them, I pay them. 10 coins, they won't do it. Some are done by commoners. Sir Shuangwen, please ask Gao Yang to stop this. Once the nature turns rebellious, it will become an irreparable great calamity. Let me tell you, in a few days, His Majesty will come himself. By then, seeing Lin Jiangshan's chaotic situation, I'll see how you report back. Gao has falsely accused someone of death. He disregards the lives of commoners. He's practically no better than an animal. To let the emperor bully me, I must surely die before the emperor. You will pay with your life for the miserable deaths of these people. The entire Dingwa company will be dragged down into the abyss by you. Oomph. Oomph. Oh dear. You really have a narrow perspective. You don't think I'm one of them, do you? That I'm just a spoiled rich kid? How could that be? The young master is favored by His Majesty, which certainly shows he has exceptional talent. I believe it. The young master must have other plans. It's better if you handle it. I'm giving you a task. Tonight, have someone fill 10 carts with sandbags using dirt and sand. Young master, you are finally going to take action. Young master, please rest assured. I will act with caution. I won't let anyone notice a thing. Yes, be careful while pretending. Wait for the right moment. I will definitely raise the banner boldly. Ensure the mission is completed. Tonight will be the final revelry for healing in Linjiang City. 3 days later, I will show them what true selflessness means. In just such a short time, he has managed to lower the grain prices in Qingshui City to over 75. The top scholar sway is truly admirable. Such commendable achievements. It can even lower prices from the greedy grain merchants. Without resorting to malicious means, it has earned the court's authority, truly worthy of a talented ambition. I urge Your Majesty to greatly reward such talent as Chui Xinhe. He should be appreciated by all the officials. Merchant profits are substantial. During times of great war, exploiting national disasters for profit is a common occurrence. However, Scholar Chui stabilized the grain prices in Qingshui City in just a few days. Such a method is truly impressive. I also petition Your Majesty to establish Scholar Chui as a model for officials across the regions to learn from and promote. Qingshui City is only a few dozen miles from Linjiang City. The grain price in Qingshui City has dropped to 75. I wonder how much the price of grain in Linjiang City will drop because of the son of the High Minister. Latest news on the grain prices in Linjiang City. The grain price in Linjiang City has exceeded 200 yuan per dough. Linjiang Xian has sent an urgent report across the river. They want to impeach and investigate the heavenly envoy for abuse of power, killing innocents. They say the grain price in Linjiang City has exceeded 200 yuan per dough. Your Majesty, I report, the news cannot possibly be unclear. The grain prices have been skyrocketing for the past 7 days. And just 2 days ago, we received the news. The grain prices might be even higher now. 200 yuan per dough. What exactly has this spring done? Do they intend to send the entire Ding Gong government to the guillotine? Not only that, the county magistrate impeaches High Commissioner Gao. Not only does he not lower the grain prices, but he also orders everyone to burn incense and pray. They go boating. The people suffer a great calamity. The commissioner even orders the search of County Magistrate Xiu's office. He holds a Grand Dragon boat race on Clearwater River. County Magistrate Du apprehends the troublesome one. Order an urgent dispatch over 800 miles. Your Majesty, punish the corrupt officials severely. Return his old position. I have been in politics for 30 years. I have never seen such absurdity. I humbly request Your Majesty to punish the grandson of the Duke of Dinghua, to quell the people's anger. This news to Your Majesty. I fear there has been a mistake, my lord. I absolutely do not believe my son would commit such an absurd act. This time, we must investigate the treacherous individuals involved. Gao Feng, at this point in time, you are still defending Gao Yang. In that case, you shall accompany me to get to the bottom of this. If Gao Yang is really this absurd, the entire Dinghua family will find it hard to escape death. Your Majesty, I am the Empress. Someone, summon the 100 officials to Jiangqing. Get out. I said get out. You corrupt official, get out. You corrupt official, colluding with Liangshan, you have utterly lost your conscience. You will not die the good death. The dog official is well fed. Can't you hear the people's anger outside? You can still sit there calmly? The time of reckoning has come. Grain prices don't fall, but rise. The city is in despair. Aren't you afraid the disaster victims will rush in and swallow you whole? Amitabha Buddha. Amitabha. What good is it for you to burn incense and worship Buddha now? The people's grievances are boiling over. The common people are struggling to survive. Can your worship change the fate of the Liang family? Let me tell you, His Majesty will arrive in Linjiang City today. At that time, just wait to collect the corpses of everyone from the Duke of Dinghua's residence. What corpse am I supposed to collect? His Majesty has arrived. Only then can we set up the stage and perform a play. Enter the prison. It's time to execute. Du Jiang immediately sent people to post the proclamation. It stated that the imperial government's 100,000 dan of disaster relief grain had arrived in Linjiang City. The granaries were open to distribute the grain, selling it all at the price of 100 yuan per dough. Hurry up. Yes, my lord. You're thinking about lowering grain prices now? It's too late. Even if the grain price drops to 105 yuan, this disdain has already become a certainty. Just wait for His Majesty to take your life, you dog of an official. What's the rush? The real show is just beginning. Lord Shuangwen immediately sent people to take over the docks. No cargo ships are allowed to leave the city. Additionally, heavily armed troops are deployed at the city gates of Linjiang. Not a single grain of food is to leave the city. Those who disobey the order will be blown up. Gao Yang, even if you play to your heart's content today, this respectable family won't lower themselves to robbery. The entire fate of the Duke of Dinghua is ruined by your hands. Even we will be dragged down by you, you useless fool. Ah, Lord Shuangwen. Lord Du, you just need to enjoy my performance. Until His Majesty arrives, everything is at my command. All consequences, Gao Yang bears alone. Gao Yang, you have such great authority. What wind brought our young Master Cui here? I'm here to escort you on your journey. Our appointment today has arrived. I have already secured the Liang family in Clearwater City, but the Liang family in Riverside City remains unyielding. This contest, I, Chui Xinghe, win completely, and you are destined to become nothing more than a stepping stone for me. The future great sage's chief strategist, Gao Yang. Look at Lord Chui. Now look at you, this good-for-nothing who knows nothing. Grain prices are skyrocketing. Not only do you raise prices, but you also burden the people and waste resources. What is this about holding a dragon boat race? It has made the lives of the common people unbearable. Do not waste words with this corrupt official. Wait until His Majesty arrives, and we shall report his crimes to His Majesty in detail. Let this profligate die without a proper burial. Do you believe that? When His Majesty arrives, He will not only spare my life, it will become even more rewarding. And you, Chui Xinghe, will ultimately become my great predecessor's filial duty. Huh? That's really funny. Gao Yang, are you out of your mind? Are you starting to talk nonsense? Is it because of the notice you just posted about opening the granary and distributing grain for 105 won? What do you have to compete with me? Let me tell you. The grain price in Qinshui City has dropped to 75 now. The difference between you and now is like heaven and earth. Ha wow. Is 75 really low? At such a price, which common people can afford it. 75,000 is something you could never earn in your lifetime. For 75 coins, the common people can't afford it. Then wouldn't 200 coins be taking their lives? If I hadn't brought the grain today, your office would have been smashed by the people. What right do you have to challenge me? You don't deserve to be young. Even now, you're still stubborn like a blind man. Bring him down. Wait for His Majesty to arrive and pass judgment. I wonder who dares. Send the order from the Grand Inspector to post the notice. The court has 10,000 loads of disaster relief grain. The grain has arrived. From this moment on, open the granaries and distribute the grain. Only 105 won per dough. You can buy grain at a low price. No quantity limit. The common people can line up to purchase it. Opening the granary to distribute grain. Delivering grain at the price of 105 won per dough. The granary has finally opened to distribute grain. 105 won per dough. There's hope, there's hope. Oh, I'm saved. Thank you, my lord. Thank you. Ha! This time this matter is going to work out. I'll make sure everyone makes a little profit. Ha ha. Come, Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee. Come. There's a major issue, leader. It's bad. The county office suddenly posted a notice. They're selling grain at a low price of 105 won per dough. The people are reacting quickly. They've all lined up in a long queue. You can't even see the end of it. That guy with the surname Gao. This kid really has no sense of fair play. Hey, isn't it obvious he wants to set us up? Lin Lao, what should we do? No worries. We have Lord Chui backing us. What we have to fear. I just don't believe the county office has 100,000 bags of grain. The grain prices in Linjiang City must not drop significantly. At the very least, we need to sell off our stocks and take our profits before that happens. Since he has opened the granary, good. How much will he release? We will buy as much as he releases. I want to see what he really has. How much grain is there? Gao Yang, what are you trying to do? What am I trying to do? I'm a court official appointed by His Majesty. Who dares to touch a hair on me before His Majesty arrives? What right or qualification do I have to judge Your Majesty? This is utterly despicable. You defy the law, taking advantage of disaster relief to collude with grain merchants and amass wealth. Who else deserves to die if not you? I don't think we need to wait for His Majesty to come. I will not allow such a disgrace to exist in the Great Qin. Go Fu. I am here today to ask you for an announcement on behalf of the people. Oh, Lord Zhou, there's a situation outside. There are many unfamiliar faces among the people coming to buy grain. They are rushing to buy grain, and they are making large purchases. They are causing unrest among the people. Please make a quick decision, my lord. This must be the four major grain merchants continuing their crazy sweep. They keep stockpiling grain, driving prices up. The grain prices in Linjiang City are soaring. Chui Xinghe, you really are a loyal dog. Zhao Yang, stop slandering me. Pursuing profit is human nature. What does that have to do with me? The grain prices in your Linjiang City are unreasonably high. You did this. Don't turn black and white on me. What are your true intentions? I see that you're just out of tricks. You lash out randomly and throw dirt on my river. Oof, you naughty one. No matter what today, you can't escape death, and your efforts to stabilize the country will definitely go up in flames. You will become the eternal sinner of the Great Front. Every word you say is about Xinghe. You really sound affectionate, afraid that others won't know about your affair. You and I, but it's a pity. Chui Xinghe, today you will surely face total defeat. The four major grain merchants are wealthy and powerful. If they want to sweep through, let them sweep to their heart's content. Continue selling. I want to see how much they can consume. Foolish lambs. Do you know what you are doing? The county granary hardly has any surplus grain. What you are doing is of no use at all. Instead, it will provoke a larger riot. Young master, are we ready to begin? Immediately send someone to seal off the city gates and the docks. Let the soldiers outside escort the grain into the city. Enter the grain storage in Yunjiang City. Remember, anyone who dares to approach this grain will be killed on the spot. We must let all the citizens of the city see that there is a continuous supply of grain entering Yunjiang City. Young master, Green Lotus guarantees to complete the task. Where did you get the grain? Lord Shuangwen. At this point, do you still believe in this useless person? If His Majesty were to arrive in Linjiang City and see that the grain prices remain high, His Majesty would surely be furious. The only crime now is to capture this fool and execute him to show the public, to calm the anger of the people, right? Lord Shuangwen, please give the order quickly. Please, my lord, give the order to execute this official. The lamb is my fault. Come here. Take the lamb down for me. Shuangwen, are you really going to rebel? Today I will use your head to calm the people. This woman really must be taken away. The emperor has arrived. Pay your respects to His Majesty. Yuan Li. Thank you, Your Majesty. Your Majesty, Gao Yang, as the inspector of Linjiang City, has acted recklessly. He has harmed the people and wasted resources. This has caused the common people to live in misery. I sincerely request Your Majesty to punish Gao Yang severely. My father has already suffered from this wicked creature. Are you really trying to destroy the Gao family? Gao Yang, you need to give me an explanation. Your Majesty, since you sent me here to provide disaster relief, it means you believe in my abilities. Yes, you. By today, you will be in good hands. Please give me some time. This is simply absurd. Your Majesty, I believe the disaster is like fire, which cannot be delayed for even a moment. If we wait any longer, more people will starve to death. In these 7 days, I have managed the disaster in Clearwater City well. But he, as a shepherd, has caused the people in Riverside City to complain endlessly. Now he wants to poison the people again. I beg Your Majesty to execute the lamb immediately. To spread the law, the lamb has inflated grain prices, undertaken large construction projects, and even held some ridiculous dragon boat races, causing the people to live in dire straits. What crime does he deserve? Should I not kill him? The emperor has already waited for 7 days. Why not wait a little longer? Who knows, things might really turn around. As if that would happen. There hasn't been any turnaround in these 7 days. Can we expect a turnaround in just a few hours? Do you understand that to make something perish, one must first drive it mad? This is called foreshadowing. Do you understand? What did you say the price of rice in your Qing Shui City Liang family dropped to just now? Wasn't it 75 coins? Even if you drop it to 70, would the common people still be able to afford it? Nowadays, the price of grain is twice as high as during the disaster. Not to mention the disaster has now erupted. The common people have no source of income. What can they buy with that? With 75 coins, the common people can buy. Then, could the common people afford it with 200 coins? Or why do you have to say that to me? As I said before, today you shall descend by taking a good carriage. If not, I am willing to be in a distorted situation. Does this kid have a backup plan? Your Majesty, the people regard food as heaven. If we delay any longer, new disaster victims will starve to death. We must not let this lamb become fodder for gossip. Your Majesty, I believe what Lord Shui said makes sense. Please, Your Majesty, severely punish Gao Yang. Old man, you should say something. If you don't speak up, you'll have to see me off, you brat. Back then, I shouldn't have given in to that shiver. It's a sin. Your Majesty, please forgive my son for his actions, considering my old age. If at this time tonight the Liang family has not fallen, I Gao Feng am willing to kill alongside my son. What? Dad, seriously? My old man really means it this time. Grand Secretary Gao, are you truly going to sign the military decree? Are you planning to lead your troops to certain death? He is my son, Gao Feng. Father and son fight together on the battlefield. As a father, I will fully support my son's decision. Even if it costs me my life, I am willing to live with him. Well, since Minister Gao is willing to vouch for his son, I will give him half a day's time. If by that time there is still no change in Liang under Linjiang City, then do not blame me for being ruthless. Thank you, Your Majesty. Don't worry, Father. The son will surely repay with a long and prosperous life. Upon seeing this imperial decree, it is as if seeing Your Majesty in person. From this moment on, seal off all the subjects' gates. No grain is allowed to leave the city. Otherwise, there will be no mercy. I will faithfully obey Your Majesty's command. The good days have been sent away. Madam Empress, feeding the grain. These are the 100,000 dan of official-grade grain specially sent by His Majesty. There will be a continuous supply of grain sent to us in the future. The official-grade grain from the court has arrived. Our good days have come. Finally, we don't have to starve anymore. This matter is of great importance. I need to quickly notify the family. What? Are you saying the Emperor is using 100,000 bags of grain to aid disaster relief in Linjiang City? You mean the entire city's people witnessed a batch of grain being sent to the granary? This? How could this be possible? Did not He Xing say that His Majesty? Is he here to be the scapegoat next time? How could he bring food? Impossible. This is absolutely impossible, Lin. What are we going to do about this? I don't believe it. It's definitely not food inside. It must be filled with dirt. Pass it on. You all need to buy more aggressively. I want to see what this lamb is really selling here. Medicine. It's cooled down, haha. Is it really going to change now? Even the city gates are closed. This. Does Your Majesty truly intend to take action against us grain merchants? Oh my. My grain. What will happen to my grain? Report. Has the price of grain fallen? The price of grain has not decreased, Minister. Still 201. How could this be? Your Majesty, time is almost up. Up until now, no news has come in. It seems that Yang Gao, this profligate, is all talk and no action. Remove me from office. I beg Your Majesty to severely punish Gao Feng. Gao Yang at this time. Is there anything else you want to say? The price of grain has not dropped. This is just your nonsense. A desperate excuse to cling to life. Your Majesty, the price of grain will definitely drop today. There might be some timing discrepancies, but the discrepancy won't be too large. Give me more time. There's no need to worry too much. Silence. Young. I have trusted you twice in a row. I can't let myself be disappointed again. Bring him here. Your Majesty, wait, young. At this point, what else do you have to say? Look at you now. You useless fool. It's a pity that Gao Shuangwen just made a military pledge to protect you. What a waste, truly undeserving of life. You despicable little man. We were truly blind back then. Believe that you can manage the famine in Linjiang City. Does your Majesty know about Wanner's oversight? Yang Gao, you have caused the deaths of so many innocent people. Today, you will surely die. Pay with your life for those who died tragically. Where do we go wrong? Logically, the Liang family should be dead by now. Arrest Yang Gao and his son Gao Feng this time. It concerns the great importance of recognizing Ding Guo's contributions and merits. I also have to act with impartial justice and put aside my kinship. I must be decisive and order his execution. Your Majesty, you must trust me. The price of grain will definitely drop today. He is still thinking about lowering the prices. Lamb, can't you give up this unrealistic hope? Wake up and face reality. Lamb, I trusted you too much. That's why so many wrong souls have appeared outside the city. I am filled with remorse. You, Lamb, deserve to die 1,000 deaths. You cannot escape the blame for what has happened. Your Majesty, I teach my child according to the law. I hope to accompany my son to his death, to apologize to the people of Linjiang City. I ask your Majesty to spare me, the old one from the Duke's residence. Please have mercy, your Majesty. I, the Lamb, have ultimately trusted you in vain, my minister. Gao. This time, even your younger brother can't save you. Let's finish this quickly. Your Majesty, listen to my explanation. There's nothing left to explain. Gao Yang, the Liang family is already at the end. It's time to take down this spoiled brat who talks strategy but knows nothing. How many innocent people have I caused to die? These heads are the best explanation. Right? Do I really have to face this here? To give birth to such a rebellious son, I, Gao Feng, still owe an apology to my ancestors of the Gao family. Forgive me. Your Majesty, the price of grain has already plummeted. Master, we don't have to die. Luo. If you had come any later, you would be waiting to collect my body. Young Master Luo, you can rest assured about my work. What happened? This is absolutely impossible. Your Majesty, this person is the law of Gaoyang. They must have colluded in advance to deceive your Majesty. Your Majesty, please see clearly. I colluded with your uncle, Sun Qing. It's just like venting anger with two eyes open. Haven't you seen that we brought the grain merchant with us? Commonly Feng pays his respects. Your Majesty, long live your Majesty. Long live. Your Majesty, the grain prices in the market are plummeting wildly. We, the grain merchants from outside, truly cannot bear the losses. We implore your Majesty to buy back the grain at a low price. Let us avoid severe losses. Our families are ruined. Please, the court should buy back the grain at a low price. Save our lives and livelihoods. How is that possible? During the day, the price of grain has risen to over 200 coins. Now, the grain merchants beg the court to force prices down. This is sheer nonsense. Two lowly people dare to gather a crowd and deceive? Your Majesty, this is a crime that warrants the punishment of 9 clans. Can you bear that responsibility? Your Majesty, do not trust Gao Yang, this traitor. You should be torn apart by 1,000 knives. There is no way this young man could have caused the Liang family stocks to plummet in such a short time. This is impossible. Your Majesty, there must be some trickery involved. How could the Liang family stocks possibly plummet in such a short time? Please investigate thoroughly, Your Majesty. Cui Xinghe, today I will make you lose convincingly. This lamb has some skills. Your Majesty, the grain price in Linjiang City has fallen to 9 sheng per dough. How is that possible? How is that possible? 91. What? The grain prices have actually dropped. How is that possible? What about this idiot? That caused the grain prices to plummet? Good boy, well done. This covers my father's face. A hero's son is also a hero. I, Gao Yang, definitely won't disgrace our Gao family. What are you so proud of, Luoyang? Isn't it just 90 coins? Our new water city in Xinjiang has already dropped by 75 coins. In terms of both the speed and timing of the price drop, you can't compare to Xinghe at all. Someone like you is a complete failure. It's just a measly 90 points. I achieved this goal as soon as I arrived in Jinshui City. Gao Yang, this is your final territory. If it ends up like this, the one who ultimately wins this contest will still be me, Cui Xinghe. And you, Gao Yang, will be left with the false charge of betraying the ruler. Your Gao family will also face extermination. Winning naturally has its rewards. But if you lose, I will definitely punish you for treason with a public execution. Unfilial son, what are you bragging about in the court? This has put us in danger. Your Majesty, although my son has acted a bit excessively, he has genuinely improved the family status. I ask your Majesty to forgive him, considering the hard work and achievements of the Gao family. Unfilial son, kneel down and apologize to his Majesty. What sin should I apologize for? I didn't lose. 90 when compared to 75 won. It's a clear win. What's the matter, Gao Yang? In front of his Majesty, are you trying to act shamelessly? Who said that Linjiang City surpasses us in wine, poetry, and literature? This is just the beginning of our dominance in wine, poetry, and literature. Your Majesty, the grain price in Linjiang City has dropped to 80 million per barrel. So what if it's only 80 fun? It is still a city that our galaxy has defeated. Don't be hasty. Let them have their moment. Your Majesty, the grain prices in Linjiang City have dropped again. What? They dropped again? How much is it now? Return, His Majesty. The grain price in Linglushan has already dropped to 70 coins per dough. What? 70 coins? How could this be? It actually dropped by 70 coins. 70,000. Wow, you really are full of surprises, dear lamb. This is impossible. The Cui family has pressured Liangshang multiple times. We have never brought it down to this number. As a prince, how could you lower it to 700,000? Lord Cui couldn't hold it with just 70,000. In my calculations, the grain prices will ultimately stabilize at 50 coins per 50 coins. Kang Yang, why are you so confident? Just now I already said, today I must make you, this frog at the bottom of the well, admit defeat. Your Majesty, may I ask your Majesty a question first? If grain prices rise, who will be attracted first? Grain merchants. That's right. There will be a large number of grain merchants here. Although the grain prices in Linjiang City are high, the gathered grain is steadily increasing. When the time is right, I will order the city to be sealed off. They are once again claiming that the court's 100,000 measures of disaster relief grain have arrived. At this moment, how can those hoarding grain not survive? If they act first, others die. If they act later, others survive while they die. Grain merchants rush to sell off their stocks. As the saying goes, better a dead ally than a living enemy. So do you think the grain prices won't plummet? Is this really a scheme that a wastrel could come up with? Could he truly be the talent I am looking for? Haha, brilliant. My son truly is a master strategist. Without any pressure at all, the Yang family can just drop the prices, your Majesty. My son not only won this time, but won greatly. Ha ha. Oh, you little rascal. Are you trying to kill me? You had me on the edge of my seat. I almost got sent away. Lamb, you did really well this time. Victorious relief. Your Majesty, please. Your Majesty, during the years of great disaster, the people's basic needs are a problem. The lambs caused suffering and financial strain. He held a dragon bow competition. He forced the disaster-stricken to repair the county office at a low price. He disregards the lives and deaths of the common people. How could I accept defeat willingly? Why would want to have anything to do with this? Your Majesty, Lord Qi is correct. It is indeed an order from Gaoyang. You rebellious child. Are you just looking for trouble? You held a dragon boat race and repaired the county office. Do you think you have a long life to waste? Gaoyang, you oppress the common people. You bully those close to you. The common people are in dire straits. Someone like you is not worthy to watch from the sidelines. Since I'm doing this, there must be a deeper meaning. Young Master Chui does not understand. It's like forcing people to jump around like a monkey. Zhao Yao, you better not spread rumors. I think you're just looking for excuses to oppress the people. Your Majesty, I beg your Majesty to severely punish him. Lamb. Considering your contributions in disaster relief, I'll give you a chance to explain. If you truly oppress the people and bring them to the depths of suffering, I shall hold you accountable for your negligence. Today, you still cannot escape death. Your Majesty, I believe my son's merits and faults have balanced out. Isn't the punishment for this poison too severe? Please open the door, Your Majesty. What merit or demerit? Your Imperial Majesty, I have only merit and no demerit. Tell me more. Your Majesty, I ask you this. Even if the price of grain were to drop further, drop, down to 31, given the current situation, can he afford it? Lamb, don't try to weasel out. What does this have to do with forcing disaster victims to repair the county office at low wages? Don't try to weasel out, young Master Chui. Do you dare bet with me? The Emperor is here today. If I can prove my innocence, will you kneel down and call me Daddy? Could he really have a backup plan? That's impossible. Absolutely impossible. Young Master Chui, you wouldn't be afraid of me, would you? Lamb, you oppress the common people. Everyone will be rolled up. Am I, Chui Xinghe, scared of you? If you win, it will be as you wish. If you lose today, then I will personally send you on your way. Interesting. The bet has turned into a battle. As a witness, regardless of winning or losing, I will never take sides. All right. Then you listen carefully. Under this natural disaster, the common people have no source of income. They can't buy food. This is the root cause. If we continue to provide disaster relief every day, there will be many people waiting for the court's aid daily. But the problem is that the national treasury doesn't have enough grain. Therefore, the real solution is to treat me as a public servant, allowing the people to have work and earn money. This is the true strategy to alleviate the disaster situation. With the wind leading the way, what is the vast ocean? Please elaborate. Your Majesty, I dare to say that charging the common people 10 won a day brings them shame and sorrow. It is not exploitation. Rather, it makes the wealthy merchants of this riverside city suffer. In the face of natural disasters, it only requires a little money and a meal. The common people will be very grateful and work actively. Then these greedy merchants will eagerly follow suit. Some, to highlight the officials' malice, even offer higher rewards to get the people to work. Such a low price allows the common people to earn money and have food to eat under this natural disaster. This is what it means to serve me with merit. Young Master Chui, do you understand what I'm saying? How could this be possible? How could a fool like you come up with such a scheme? What a madman. Your Majesty, the way you handle the situation is truly refreshing for me. Your Majesty, this technique can be considered a stroke of genius. Currently, many disaster victims are suffering from natural calamities. In order to survive, they sell their labor cheaply. Although this seems cruel to the common people, it is actually a strategy to save them. My son not only has no faults, but indeed has merits. Please see clearly, Your Majesty. Su Bao is truly resourceful and has saved tens of thousands of citizens in Linjiang City. Previously, I was short-sighted. I misunderstood you, High Judicial Officer. I thank you on behalf of the people of Linjiang City. High Judicial Officer, it is you who gave the people of Linjiang a lifeline. You're like their reincarnated parents. Although Chaoyang can provide the people a way to survive at this moment, aren't you afraid of the endless criticism from the public? Even bear the reputation of being a corrupt official who oppresses the people? What does it matter? Your Majesty, do you think this minister's reputation could get any worse? It's just a drop in the bucket. Moreover, compared to the lives of countless commoners, my reputation is insignificant. Good lamb, you are indeed a talent. Then how do you explain the dragon boat race? Your Majesty, for this large event, various small vendors usually gather around. The common people can take advantage of the event to go home and bring some things to sell to earn some silver. Their material life is insufficient, so they can at least seek some spiritual fulfillment. But the common people can hardly fill their stomachs. So how can they feel a bit more joyful? In the face of this natural disaster, what is the most feared thing? The most feared thing is public outrage, rising up in rebellion. There should be some matters to divert attention. Balance work and rest. Provide the people with ways to make money. This also reduces the possibility of a mutiny. It seems I didn't misjudge Gao Yang after all. So you went to the temple to get the wooden fish and prayer beads with ulterior motives. Are you trying to become a monk? What nonsense. Become a monk, Dad. Lord Shuangwen, you at least want to see my family's secret, right? I don't mean it that way. Then why did you go to the temple? I went to the temple, too. It's just about negotiating a deal. I told them, your temple is too old. It's better to take advantage of the disaster and renovate it quickly. Otherwise, the labor costs will definitely rise in the future. Then I invoked the name of my Buddha's compassion. They had no reason to refuse. In this way, the gentry donates money for reputation. This belief in Buddhism and its promotion allows the common people to earn silver with their own hands. Such a win-win situation. Who would refuse it? At this moment, one could say it's a perfect trifecta. This is absolutely impossible. How could he come up with such a series of schemes? There must be someone more experienced guiding him behind the scenes. Right, Your Majesty? I don't accept that he's not cheating. Not you, Your Majesty. Who doesn't know he is the #1 playboy in the capital? How could he possibly think of such a sophisticated strategy? There must be someone more experienced guiding him. I'm cheating, hey. You used the Chui family to exert pressure on Liang Shang. Now you're the one shouting thief. I haven't even accused you of cheating yet. I see you probably just don't want to kneel and call me father. How could a lamb like me kneel to a mere fool like you? Fei Xinghe, you have a bet with my son first. And right now, His Majesty is also present. Are you trying to deceive the emperor? Indeed, in this match, you have lost. As a citizen of our great Qian, we uphold honesty as our foundation, repeatedly falling short. I kneel before Your Majesty. Kneel down. Young Master Chui from the Star River, you can't just kneel like this. I'm still waiting for my father. Master Gao, don't go too far. It's your father. Chui Zhuangyuan, haven't you eaten? Turtle eggs. Chui Xinghe won't kill you. I swear I will never be a father in this life. Ha 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 ha. Hey, good son. Gao Yao, you two are going too far. It's only right to serve. Just sit here today. Even if I make you eat shit, you have to accept it. A son must repay. This child is indeed the great villain I'm looking for. Perhaps he can truly help me with a whole rib. Gao Yang, I have great fortune. Having someone like you is a blessing for me. It is a blessing for the common people as well. You did quite well in this disaster relief effort. Your Majesty, since I have done so well, what reward will I receive? What reward do you want? I don't have many demands. I just want Lord Shuangwen to be my wife. I ask for Your Majesty's approval. Elegant. What nonsense are you talking about, you rebellious child? Lord Shuangwen is Your Majesty's close minister. How could she be the father of your Shaoxiang? What are you in a hurry for? Wasn't it Your Majesty who promised that I could choose a beauty? Your Majesty, marriage is not a trivial matter. Besides, I am not familiar with Gao Yang. He is notorious. I could never marry a person like him in my lifetime. Please, Your Majesty, make a decision for me. One or maybe a woman. but she also serves as an official for the court. Marriage is a big matter that requires careful consideration. Moreover, you have known each other for too short time. Since war is unwilling, I cannot force it. You have done well in disaster relief this time. I will first grant you the position of Deputy Director of the Ministry of Revenue. Does that hold meaning for you? Step by step, think back to the source. What rank is an outsider? Can I have a wife? Hey, you fool. Quickly kneel down. This is a 6th rank official. Hey, haha. Your Majesty, your old Minister Gao Feng gratefully thanks your Majesty for his grace. That is, it's Wanner. She, I think she. All right, Jiaxia for 10 days. If Wanner is willing to marry you as his wife, I will personally act as your matchmaker. Your Majesty has agreed. With your Majesty's word, this minister is convinced. Thank you, your Majesty. Chui Jinping, you have greatly disappointed me. As the top scholar of the previous examination, your performance in this disaster relief effort has been minimal. You haven't just shamed the Chui family. You've shamed me. Your Majesty, I feel deeply ashamed, but I humbly ask your Majesty to give me another chance. I will spare no effort to prove to His Majesty that Chui Xinghe is definitely not inferior to this Wang in terms of performance. After losing like this, he still won't admit it. Only when two tigers fight can the one who emerges victorious be the Qin Ming talent I need. Chui Xinghe, I give you one more chance. Do you want to become the greatest strategist of my Qin? Having just the talent for governance is far from enough. What my Qin needs is a strategist with both literary and military prowess. Chui Xinghe, I still have one more level. You can accumulate some. I beg your Majesty, for civil matters, I will surely do my utmost. What? Is this ever going to end? Your Majesty, let me make it clear first. What's the reward this time? If there's no reward, I won't help you. As long as this time, you can still win. Within the Great Front, as long as I am able to, I will fulfill all your wishes. Your Majesty, is this true? Then if I say I want to marry your Majesty, it would be fine too. My goodness. There's something off about the way this boy looks at your Majesty. Lamb, this look. A ruler's word is law, but if you lose, I shall punish you for treason. Your entire family will be executed. Let me propose a question. Our war with the state of Shu has lasted 3 years. This prolonged stalemate has left us financially drained. You two are ordered to go to Tiger King Pass and Jinning Pass. Whoever can break through the Western Shu army in the shortest time, I will grant him the title of chief strategist of the world. He shall be in theft as a marquis by my side and oversee all strategists of the realm. Proclamation to the world. This minister will not fail His Majesty's trust. The border passes are far from the Emperor's reach. Even the Duke of Dinghua won't be able to save you in time. This time, I will ensure you have no place to be buried after you die. Where's the wind? Your Majesty has gone to Linjiang City. Why is there still no news coming back? That little beast, Gaoyong, has caused such a big disaster. Even if I go personally, it's hard to calm down. The old lord and his eldest son are destined to have good fortune. It probably won't be too bad. What nonsense about good fortune? As long as he doesn't implicate me, the entire Duke Ding's residence. I will just pray for good luck. Old Duke, you can't ignore Yang. He's your own grandson. If he were to be gone, how would I live? This time, I'm concerned about the lives and safety of all the citizens in Linjiang City. If he acts recklessly, it would put the citizens of Linjiang City in danger. Your Majesty will surely be furious. At that time, don't even mention saving him. Even if I achieve the national success, it will all be in vain. What? Ha! What do you mean in vain, Dad? Gao Chong, you seem to have forgotten. Ha 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 ha. As expected of my grandson, Gao Shanglong, you have strategy and vision. Ha ha. We have an heir for the Duke's residence now. Ha ha. Well, we have passed the Jiangcheng hurdle, But this time, Yang is going to Aowan. That is our arch-rival. A Qin town, a territory of the Zimeo. I'm worried it might be detrimental to young Yang. Humph. If Lord Qin dares to abuse his power for personal gain, don't blame me if my spear has no mercy. What? About that grass for lambs. How could he come up with such ingenious grass? This is impossible. Saying that it's just Qinghe is underestimating him. Otherwise, how could we possibly lose to him, right? I really didn't expect this lamb to hide so deep. He has clearly been deliberately hiding his strength all these years. Isn't that right? We can't just let this go. Gao Yang is just a fool. How can he compete with the top strategist of the Qinghe? This must not happen. Otherwise, it will surely become a big taboo between us and the Chui family. Head toward Tulao Pass. The journey is quite long. If he dies quietly on the way, wouldn't it be without anyone knowing? I could just wait to personally write a letter of divorce. Please take care of the matter internally. It will be his move. Gao Yang is surely doomed this time. Father-in-law, rest assured, from now on, our Chui family and the Song family will share weal and woe. If one suffers, both suffer. Oh, I'm exhausted. There's still a pancake left. Young master, let's blow up some thieves with bombs. Lord Shuangwen, isn't it truly remarkable how fate works? Once again, it's you and me traveling together, huh? This is the Emperor's will. I have no choice but to comply. Let me tell you, don't even think about anything shady. Watch out, or I'll cut you. You're so impulsive. Impulsiveness is like a devil. But why did His Majesty send Lady Shuangwen Wanner to accompany me among so many people at court? To be honest, I have allowed our marriage, and we could take some time for our honeymoon. Subtitle by a subtitle workshop. This is just a good opportunity for us to cultivate our feelings. Gao Yang, if you dare to retaliate, I will cut you down. I, Shuangwen Wanner, as the legitimate daughter of the Shuangwen family, have been by His Majesty's side since childhood. I have a bond with His Majesty like that of sisters, and you are just an incompetent dandy. So what if the disaster relief is successful? I, Shuangwen Wanner, still look down on you. I would never marry someone like you who gets agitated after just a few words. It's easy to get wrinkles. Hey, let's talk about something serious. Serious matters. A playboy like you has serious matters too? Look, we're in the middle of nowhere. What does that tell us? It's perfect for taking things further. Otherwise, how can we make do? I want to kill you. Just kidding. Just try to lighten the tense atmosphere. But really, look at the lush trees around here. It's rarely visited by people. Aren't you afraid of thorns? Assassin. Where's the assassin? Young master, is there really someone trying to ambush our convoy? Don't worry, I'll protect you. How is that possible? In broad daylight like this, how could anyone dare to assassinate a court official? Bang, bang, bang. I can't even open it. Yu Luosha is actually you? Yu Luosha. Who's that? Is he famous? Qian Qianzi Dakian, the king of assassins with a reward of 10,000 taels of gold. Do you think he'll show up? What? Since it's the number one on the assassin list, Yu Luosha, aren't we doomed? My target is the lamb. Get lost, bystanders. Otherwise, there will be no mercy. Does the beauty think she's very impressive? Wanner, kill him for me. Let's see how long he can keep being arrogant. Shut up. You bastard. If I had hit him, I wouldn't still be here listening to your nonsense. Xiaoyu, you should hurry and leave. There are too many of us here. Just one spit from each of us could drown him. If you don't leave, then stay and be my wife. Are there many people? Hmm. It seems so. Uh, I'm going. This is ridiculous. Has this sister practiced the sunflower manual? Young master, I fear the law, not you. Isn't it enough that this nobleman is protecting you? Do you really want to be at odds with the court because of the law? If you dare kill Gao Yao today, His Majesty will be furious. The ministers will leave no room for you. I'll leave. No one can stop Lady Jade Phantom from killing who she wants. The lamb goes to hell. The lamb goes to hell. Kid, you played dirty. What kind of hero are you, damn it? You're gonna kill me anyway. I can't even play dirty? What's a hero worth? Can it save your life? You think this little poison can kill me? You're destined to become a corpse today. Damn. This is possible? Fool. In this world, who doesn't carry a little detoxifying medicine? You're really stupid. Rest easy on your journey. My sword is swift. You dare not touch it. Gaia must not die. Otherwise, how can I report to His Majesty? How could this happen? What is happening to the true energy within me? Do you feel the true energy inside you slowly pressing down, accompanied by unbearable symptoms of heat? You bastard, what poison did you give me? This isn't poison. This is an aphrodisiac that brings men and women closer together. You spoil brat, you actually carry aphrodisiacs with you. You really have bad intentions. Did I save you or not? I'm going to kill you. Come on. Kill me. I'm right here. But in this area, for dozens of miles, I'm the only man. Are you sure that after killing me, you won't burn up in desire? Hand over the antidote. I'll spare your life. Otherwise, even if I burn with desire, I will still kill you. As long as I can get the antidote, I'll turn around and kill that bastard. That's not okay. What if I definitely have the antidote and you regret killing me? So what do you want to do? It's simple. Promise to be my wife. After all, I am the grandson of the Duke. They will definitely treat you well. Don't think I would ever submit to you tonight. Then you just have to endure it. It's going to be quite uncomfortable anyway. Why make things difficult? Come on, let's have fun. Although this is my first time, I am willing to dedicate myself to the heroine. Bastard. You just wait. I'll make sure you suffer in life and wish for death, but can't die. I'll make sure you die in extreme agony. Hey, where is everyone? Let's see the time. The Jade Luo Shah should have succeeded by now. The lamb, this useless person, has already been completely erased from this matter. Oof. What a pity. I can't personally kill him. It's somewhat regrettable. What is there to regret? Someone like him isn't worth you getting your hands dirty. Besides, the lamb is already dead. There won't be any problems in the final contest. Xinghe, you will become the top strategist of the Great Qin Empire from now on. Ha ha ha, sigh. But why do I still feel a bit worried inside? No, I must see Gao Yang's corpse with my own eyes. Only then can I rest easy. Gao Yang is a spoiled and sinister fellow. I absolutely won't allow any accidents to happen. Shuangwen, are you alright? Young master, you truly are ingenious. To easily repel Jade Rakshasa like this. It's just SOSO, the best in the world. Gao Yang, doing this is no different from quenching thirst with poison. Wait until he returns. We can't escape death. And you just humiliated him like that. When he comes back, he will definitely kill you even worse. Then how about we make a bet? I guarantee that the three of us will safely reach Hulao Pass. If you lose, I'll tell you, don't spout nonsense here. Are you alright, sir? Sir, what happened to you? Yiluo almost got stabbed. There's poison in him. Yiluo, help him up. I'll detoxify you right now. I won't let anything happen to you. Oh, what do you really want? Let me tell you, if you dare to mess around, I won't let you off. It's now or never. Are you still worried about your reputation? If I don't detoxify you, your life will be in danger. Don't just stand there. Give me a hand and let's go. Even if I die, I won't let you touch me. Oh, save your strength. Do you know that the more you struggle, the faster the poison spreads? If it weren't for the fact that you're my future daughter-in-law, that is, I couldn't care less about saving you. You bastard. Let me tell you, if you touch me, you're dead. If you want to kill me, wait until you're ready. Love? Dare to stare at my lady's innocence? I'll kill you. This lowly official just saved you. Are you going to kill your savior? I would rather die than let you save me. AI Wanner. I really can't stand you. You're already so injured. Why pretend to be strong? You want to kill me, right? Wait until you heal. You can kill me anytime. You. This guy doesn't seem as annoying as the rumors say. For now, let's ensure your life. We need to leave quickly. We can't stay any longer. Otherwise, when Luluocha comes, we'll all be in trouble. There's still a gift I haven't given him yet. Young master, what is this thing? It's my secret. Oh my God. Why did so many people have to die? Damn. That bastard Wang Fuqing ran away again. How could this be? This time, it was you Luo the #1 assassin on the hit list. How could this be? What kind of bullshit is this #1 assassin? He couldn't even kill a playboy? This deal. Jade Rakshasa, refuse. Jade Rakshasa. Jade Rakshasa. Are you trying to be unfaithful? You clearly have revealed our secrets. Why refuse? Aren't you afraid of being mocked by your peers? Why should I? You didn't tell me either. That bastard is a morally corrupt piece of work. I almost fell for his trick too. The intelligence you provided was incorrect. I refuse to cooperate. No way. Even you almost got seriously injured. How is that possible? Believe it or not. I'm not taking this deal anymore. I will return your money to Mr. Xiang. You better take care of yourselves. What the hell kind of plan did that bastard give me? A red line is currently pressing straight towards my chest. I must find him and get clarification. Ningxia, wait a minute. We'll offer more money. Yes. Get lost. Dare to say another word. Is this lamb having such a hard time giving birth? I can't accept this. Galaxy, can you smell a strange odor? Strange odor. No, that's not good. It's Lao Chi's 5th son. Run, hurry up. They must have already reached the pass. Lamb, oh lamb. You mustn't disappoint me. Your Majesty, the secret guard has reported. Last night, the lamb was attacked by the #1 assassin on the kill list, Yu Luo. The attendants have all died in this predicament. What about Lamb and Wan? How is the situation now? Sir Shuangwen, Lamb is unharmed. They have arrived within the territory of Tiger Trap Pass today. As for Chui Shimoda, Shinha, and others, they were ambushed by a pack of wolves. I suffered some minor bites. It's nothing serious. I was stabbed by Yu Luo and didn't die. You really know how to hide, little lamb. The surprises you bring me just keep increasing. Change of clothes, setting off for Hulao Pass. Yes, your majesty. Ah, hey. Be gentle. Gao Yang, you bastard. I will definitely kill you. Xingfu, do you think this pack of wolves could have been caused by the lambs? That's unlikely. Could it be that the lambs can't even drive off beasts? Who knows how he did it? This damn thing could only be him. Such despicable tricks must be his doing. Ah, Ching. Wolf dung. That's right. Since they show no mercy, then don't blame me for being unjust. Those are fierce wolves from the deep mountains. Enough to give Chui Qinghe a hard time. Young master. The gates of Baoyuo have arrived. Two beauties. Get out of the car, park. Stop. Pulau Pass is a restricted area. No unauthorized personnel are allowed to enter the city. Unauthorized personnel. Open your eyes and take a good look. What is this? The Tiger Lock Pass is a vital location. No unauthorized tokens allowed. Only recognize the token of the old general. Nonsense. This token is the imperial token of Her Majesty the Empress. All officials within the Qin Empire who see this token should treat it as if they see Her Majesty. What do you think you are? How dare they defy the Emperor? Let me tell you, if you know what's good for you, listen immediately. Otherwise, can you bear the consequences of defying the Emperor's decree? Such arrogance. The tiger's lure is no place for young masters to cause trouble. Tell Qin Zheng to come out and see me immediately. He Qin Zheng, as the commander of our great front at Shuangwen, is like this. Is this how you lead your troops? General Qin is busy with official duties. Where do you have time to meet you, young dandy sons? I advise all of you to leave quickly. Otherwise, you will be dealt with as treasonous scoundrels from the West Chu. Arrest him immediately. Put him in solitary confinement. Who dares to tell me that? If you touch our 300 million hairs today, that old rat inside won't escape death either. Gao Yang, you've offended someone you shouldn't have. Today, there's only a dead end for you. Get him for me. I'm watching who dares to come over. If there's any resistance, kill without mercy. Ah, I really didn't want to make this so troublesome. Let me give you one more piece of advice. If you harm anyone today, the Empress might not do anything. But if you touch, I will be blamed for the crime of having my entire family executed. Aren't you just a good-for-nothing dandy who has never learned any real skills? You think you can make His Majesty angry at the border lords? It's because my true identity is someone His Majesty is reluctant to favor. What nonsense are you talking about, Lamb? Daring to insult His Majesty. How many people in the Duke of Dingwa's residence can afford to lose their heads? Just you, a dandy. Your Majesty would never favor someone like you. Ha! It's simply absurd. With your notorious crime, you will surely bring the entire Duke's residence down upon itself. Even if I were to kill you now, His Majesty wouldn't say a word about it. How could His Majesty announce to the world that he has a difficult time favoring anyone? Your Majesty doesn't care about face, but think about it carefully. If I hadn't been hard-pressed to gain your favor, why would Your Majesty keep letting me off repeatedly and even show me such favor? Not to mention sending Lord Shuangwen to accompany me all along. That's called special concern. Do you understand? I want to go in and listen. When I listened, it seemed quite reasonable. Lord Shuangwen is a favorite of His Majesty. How could he possibly follow this wastrel? Yeah, no wonder he really is His Majesty's little pretty boy. How could this be possible? The messages sent up didn't mention this, did they? He is deliberately framing me. Now that you know my true identity, why not release me quickly? Let that old rascal come out. Take us three away. It's clear to me that you are distorting the truth. How could His Majesty adopt you, a pretty boy, when he is busy with divine matters? Someone, take this thief who claims to be His Majesty away from me. Thrust into the dungeon, to exhaust his bravery. Are you not afraid of death? But don't drag down the soldiers around you to a fate of total annihilation. If you don't believe me, you can ask the emperor yourself whether he has a red mole on his right buttock. Has this guy lost his mind? Who dares to say such nonsense? Who would dare to ask something like this? They must be courting death. Someone, take this demon Shuangwen away. Do you really not fear death? Good Jade, Luo Cha, quickly come out to stop them. No pardon for those who kill. It's Jade Rakshasa. You're talking about the #1 assassin on the killer list. How can I help you? Someone, take them down for me. I'll take full responsibility for the consequences. What? Is this really Jade Rakshasa? If you don't want to die, get out of my way. Otherwise, no mercy will be shown. What's happening here? The young master really did call Lady Jade assassin. How is that possible? Did you see that? That's what we call face. This official is in the open, while Lady Jade assassin is in the dark. The guardians are here to escort me. Then who would dare to question my identity? He can't be telling the truth, right? He really is the emperor's favorite. Old Scruffy, come out quickly. Otherwise, do you believe I'll send you back to farming? Ha ha ha, Gao Shuangwen. Ha ha ha. Refer to General Qi. Refer to General Qi. Come in, Mr. Gao. You don't have to say that. We're family. No need for formalities. Back in the day, I worked as a deputy general with your grandfather. It's all a misunderstanding. Shin Feng. Hurry up and come greet the esteemed lord. Your humble servant. I greet you, Lord Gao. Humph. I still prefer the way you look just now, so high and mighty. So quickly you back down. Your humble servant. I dare. What about you, Mr. Gao? Don't bother with him. Just ignore him. I'll arrange for you to stay right away. Once you've rested, we'll discuss how to repel the westward advance. Get up. What's going on with you guys? Do we even need to say anything? Naturally, it's my incredible charm that's surprising. Shut up and hurry up and hand over the antidote. I helped you into the tiger prison. We have no more grievances. I just want the antidote. I knew it. How could you only know the Jade Rakshasa? Ha! Yang Jia, don't be anxious. The medicine I gave you is called 7-Day. This drug is a type of aphrodisiac. It only takes 7 days to turn your whole body into snow water. Hand over the antidote to me immediately. Otherwise, I will kill you right now. Don't be so hasty. Wait until you safely escort us out of Hulao Pass. At that time, I promise to give you the antidote before the poison takes effect. Are you threatening me? I could kill you right now. Naturally, I could find the antidote on you. Come on, do you want to see my body? Come on. Anyway, I'm bound to be yours sooner or later. Look and see if there's anything. The antidote might be on you. Do you think I'm stupid? So collaborating with me is your only way out. The Duke of Dingwa's family is full of loyalty and righteousness. How could there be someone as shameless and treacherous as you? A young gentleman. Utterly shameless. Now you've really stirred up trouble. You've offended His Majesty's favorite. This time, I'm really at the end of my rope. Maybe it won't even show a slaughtered family. What about Commander Xing? Has that bastard Gao Yao been dealt with? Deal with? What do you mean by deal with? You and your adoptive father are not good people. Do you know who Gao Yao is to His Majesty? You want me to deal with him? You don't want to live. Why use the original form to execute him? Who is he? Isn't that lamb just a playboy? Could he possibly have any other identity? Right. Gao Yang is His Majesty's favorite. He is more brave than Rakshasa and Shuangwen want her to protect you. This time, you've caused me great harm. Come here. Pull him up for me. Rush to Gao Yang's room. Wait. General Qin, you must have been deceived by that kid. That Jade Luocha is definitely not his guard. The Jade Luocha is an assassin I sent to kill him. What? Then why is he standing out? I really don't know why he can control you, Liu Kai. But he is definitely not someone favored by His Majesty. His Majesty almost killed him in Gao Feng in Linjiang City. This character is extremely cunning. General Qin, you must have been deceived by him. Yes, yes. How is this possible? The commander of the mighty Hulao Pass has been played by a mere kid. This is simply a great humiliation. General Qin, if we act now, it may already be too late. But there is a way. As long as you don't follow that kid's orders, I can still win this competition. And this lamb has nowhere to go but to his death. This is the sand table of the terrain around Tiger Pass. We have been in opposition to the Western Shu for 3 years. Both sides know each other inside out. Neither side has been able to break through the other's city walls. His Majesty sent you this time. I don't know what methods you have to breach the iron walls of the Western Shu. If you cannot conquer this city, I will certainly hold you accountable for the crime of abandoning the state. It seems this old fool has met with Cui Xinghe. He knows I can recount his matters. Today, this challenge is going to be tough for you. We have fought with Western Shu multiple times. No one understands the strength of the Western Shu army better than we do. The Western Shu Muyun Pass is built against the mountains. We have lost many capable generals multiple times. The losses have been severe. I don't know what method you have to make him go to war. It's not that difficult. When the two armies face off, we can reserve our strength. First, send someone to his city to shout insults, whatever nasty things they can say. Guard your mother. Guard your ancestors. And then, about the Chu Emperor and his ancestors. Lure them out of the city to camp. Once they come out, our army will immediately send a unit to strike from the flank. At this time, crush them. Seize the opportunity to rush into the city. This method makes some sense. If that person is hot-tempered, once they lose their cool, they will be fooled. Insult and attack. It's simply ridiculous. In this day and age, anyone under a capable leader is certainly not a mediocre talent. Do you think that the general from Western Shu, Chu Tianfeng, is a good-for-nothing like you? How would he be fooled? You really are a good-for-nothing with no skills at all. These traits of street thugs can only take you to the battlefield. This strategy is indeed only effective against ordinary generals. It's not a top-tier strategy, but that's okay. I have another plan. It's called nurturing a tiger for trouble. You think you can nurture a tiger for trouble? How can this profession be applied here? You simply look down on everything. Just watch and see. I have to say, your sand table is too rough. You haven't even found any villages or towns around here. It's a miracle if you can win a battle. Hey, assuming this table represents the territory of the Western Shu, then what about this stone of mine? Is my great vanguard attacking the city? There must be many villages and small paths around the city. I use smaller forces to replace them. Looking at his unhurried manner, does he really have the ability to break through Western Shu? Xiao Tan, relying on you. Are you worthy to show off in front of the Qin general? Also, Shan Xiao Tan, are you fit to display your skills before the Qin general? I'm not going to die. Gao Yang, if you can't argue today. It's really difficult. This commander will definitely choose a way to break through and kill myself. Then General Qin, you better listen well. Attacking the city is a last resort. If I were to target those small cities and villages first, if this turns into a fight, it won't really harm many soldiers. What good is it to go into the countryside and small villages? These villagers are completely defenseless. What's the point in killing them? Instead, it would only lead to a reputation for indiscriminate slaughter. This is what you refer to as nurturing the ashes. Who said I want to kill him? So what are you going to do? I will drive these refugees in one direction. As they run, they will instinctively move towards the higher ground. Our army does not have a large force pressing down, so the defending general will most likely feel pity. But once the city gates are opened, won't that crisis arise? The food in the city is scarce. Where is the surplus grain to be distributed among the people? I appreciate your hard work. Let him eat. Please have mercy. He hasn't eaten for several days. Please, 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 please. The granaries in the city are fixed, so there are more people than grain. There will just be a bit more. Grandfather, I just need to cut off the supplies to the dead city. The situation in the city will inevitably become more severe. That works too. In that case, the border of Shishu will surely descend into chaos. What if the garrison commander doesn't allow these disaster victims to pass? Your scheme is just empty talk. Everything is under your assumption. How could it succeed? That's true. You know too little about Chu Tianfeng. Chu Tianfeng always acts decisively. How could he give you this kind of money, even if it means killing all these disaster victims? I won't let a policeman go. If so, then our army's chances of victory will be even greater. Ah, bastards, respect the devil. We are all from Shichu. Why do you kill us? Ah. The commander has issued an order. Any rude Bang soldier attempting to enter the city will be executed. This is not good. The Daqian troops have started their attack. At this moment, besieging the city, the Western Shu is caught between enemies. The people's hearts are scattered. How can this city possibly not fall? This place is truly wonderful. In this way, our army will be able to achieve victory easily. The 3-year war with the Western Shu ends today. Aside from this, we still need to conquer a few small cities that are fiercely resisting and slaughter them. When a city falls into chaos, it can directly spread the word that those who surrender will not be killed, while those who resist will face the extermination of the entire city. Spread the reputation of brutality beforehand. This will cause panic among the people. A dead city is doomed. Massacre. Lamb, do you know what you're saying? To commit a massacre like this, you would do that too? Are you suggesting we have our army confront these people with empty words? Mercy on the battlefield is cruelty to my troops. To quickly capture a city, or even a country, one needs a fearsome reputation. What is there to fear? It's simply absurd. Easy to say. Whose city is a reckless cavalry that kills 10,000 enemies, while suffering 8,000 losses, once there are large-scale casualties? Your Highness the Lion, a plague will surely break out within 100 miles. You can't invade the Western Shu. Our great Qing will fall into disarray. It will defeat itself with the plague. Well, you too, old Deng, you are determined to feed me. Since that's the case, I'll let you know what urban Ouyang really means. Are you scared now? If you encounter such a situation and have no way to resolve it, then you're simply not worthy to compete against Cui Zhuangyuan. Last night, Cui Zhuangyuan was the first to enter the city, killing 3,000 enemies. A great achievement accomplished. In this competition, you will undoubtedly lose. 3,000? If I wanted to, I could easily kill 300,000. This plan of mine requires no soldiers to be mobilized and can annihilate 300,000 Chu soldiers completely, though it may be a bit too cunning. Do you want to hear it? Humph, cunning as you are. What cunning scheme could you possibly come up with? It's simply ridiculous. Then listen carefully. A plague has broken out in the city. That is a crisis. It is also a weapon to defeat the enemy. We can use military catapults to launch the plague-infected corpses into the Chu army's camp. In this way, the Chu army will surely be thrown into chaos. Plague outbreak. Within 3 days, the Chu army is plagued by disease. I am generous. Victory without battle. throwing these plague-ridden corpses into the Chu army camp. They will surely suffer greatly. This will be a disaster that could destroy the city. Once the plague breaks out, it's hard for them to control it. Is he even human? To enjoy such heinous acts. Although the deathly poison is vicious, it brings tremendous benefits to my great nation. Winning without fighting is the best strategy. Do you think Xu Qianfu is a fool? He won't know how to handle the corpses from the cannon. Whenever there's an outbreak in the army, they're buried alive on the spot. Lime is sprinkled on them. Your schemes. Damn it. That makes sense. Warner, what if I were to throw these bodies infected with the plague into the water source upstream of the Chu army? They must need water, right? If they drink contaminated water, won't a whole lot of them die? That's too cruel, isn't it? Are you even human? You can come up with such a vicious plan? You lamb. What are you thinking in that head of yours? How could there be such a malevolent thing? Don't you fear shortening your lifespan? Shortening one's lifespan is exactly what happens. General Qin, you asked me so many questions just now. May I ask you one as well? If you were a general guarding the border city, how would you defend this city against the large number of arriving civilians? Your servant, Zhong Wuliang, has no other choice but to close the city gates. There is no other method. No wonder General Qin has never become a god of killing. Because you are too lenient. Scatter. What does this have to do with me scattering? Gaoyang, don't talk nonsense here. In my opinion, guarding this city isn't that difficult. There are at least tens of thousands of old and young people in the city, Gaoyang. What are you rambling on about? The morning bell has no grain. You say there are elderly and children in the city. Who says there's no food? There are tens of thousands of elderly and children in the city. What do you mean? You beast. Beast, huh? Those are living, breathing people. How could you? This guy is simply a living devil. He could do such inhumane things. Scum. Lamb. Do you even know what you're saying? Even if you die, it's like being in hell forever. If I don't go to hell, who will? Just some minor hardships. It's impossible. Our army supplies were intercepted by the Western Shu. The supplies can only last for 3 days. Right now, the army is in chaos. Gao Yang, I think I've figured it out. You are the spy sent by Shi. On your first day here, my army supplies were stolen. Collaborating with the enemy and betraying the country. I am Ko Yoko. I will stay with the remnants of Shi Chu. I will stay with High Priest Kohin. General Qin, what are you doing? What does the robbery of military provisions have to do with Keiru? Could it be that you want to take revenge? I'm telling you, the Gao family is full of loyalty and valor. My grandfather was a key minister at the founding of the Qin dynasty. As a member of the Gao family, how could I possibly be an undercover agent in Western Shu? Right, Luo? Yes. That's absolutely correct. How could our young master possibly be an undercover agent? Don't make baseless accusations. If policies come down, and you are innocent, before the truth is revealed, Old Ho will surely repay you 1,000-fold. But before the truth is uncovered, you must be held in serious confinement. Keep him locked up. I'll argue with anyone about this. Let's see who dares. Damn, you really dare. Old man, let me tell you, the way you're treating me today, my grandfather and His Majesty will definitely not let you off when they find out. You can't escape death either. Oh, miss. His Majesty has arrived. Your Majesty. How could His Majesty come here? Your Majesty, Your Majesty, Your Majesty, Your Majesty, Your Majesty, Your Majesty, Your Majesty. I pay my respects to Your Majesty. Your Majesty, do you know, if you had come any later, You would never see your lovely subject again. Lamb, what are you doing? Let go. Lamb, in broad daylight. You dare to disrespect your majesty. You're simply asking for death. Your majesty, this old man. You must stand up for me today. He's been bullying me to death. Lamb, if you keep making a scene, I might just punish you for your insolence. All right, your majesty. Xinjiang, you keep insisting he's a spy from the Western Shu. Do you have any solid evidence? No, your majesty. But your majesty, how could there be such painful matters? He just arrived in our city. The supplies were robbed. As the commander of Hulao Pass, I would rather be wrongfully accused than let a fire break out. Don't talk nonsense. My lord, I just arrived at Tiger Trap Pass yesterday. All my actions. You can ask Lord Shuangwen. I didn't even leave my room last night. My lord, what Lamb says is true. Oh, so it seems that leaking the route of march was not done by Lamb. The person has not left. It doesn't mean you can't betray your country. This humble official, Cui Xinghe, pays his respects to the Empress. Your Majesty. Ah, my son is here. Xiaoyang, shut your foul mouth. As a loyal minister and son, I must consider the great country and the common people. Hand over this traitorous dog who eats from both sides. Your Majesty, I rode out last night to ambush the Western Shu army and achieved a great victory. We killed over 3,000 enemies and captured their military strategist alive. He told me personally that the grandson of Duke Dinghua colluded with Western Shu in secret and informed them of our supply route. Is this true? You want to play tricks on me? Huh? Your Majesty, Kuixinge, this person I have been waiting for, who is right and who is wrong. I ask your Majesty to consider. Imperial spies must be punished by all. Zigaoyang now has solid evidence before us. I wonder how much longer you can keep arguing. Kuixinge, you want to kill me? Then don't blame me for being ruthless. Bring him up. Young Master Gao, I'll save young Master Gao, I'll go. Who the hell are you? I don't even know you. Don't shout randomly. Young Master Gao, you can't pretend not to know me. Now, only you can save my two young masters. Lamb, how much longer are you going to pretend to be a hungry wolf? Right now, when people are in the thick of it, you actually dare to argue in front of His Majesty? A traitor like you deserves to be torn apart by 1,000 knives. This subject implores His Majesty to execute the Lamb immediately. This decision is made by Deqian. Gao Yang, a military officer of the border army, colluded with the Western Shu and leaked the hasty transportation routes of the border army, causing our troops to lose morale. Do you know your? No way, Your Majesty. You have always been wise and mighty. How could you believe such a simple trick? Your Majesty, the Lamb is innocent. Although he is usually frivolous, he would never collude with Shi Chu to poison the border. Lord Shuangwen, the evidence is overwhelming now. Gao Yang has been found guilty of treason. Someone like him deserves to be torn apart by 1,000 knives. Treason indeed. My son, you have truly grown. Your father is very proud. But it's not enough. Gao Yang, you dare to execute a witness in front of His Majesty. You're absolutely out of control. Your Highness, this son has committed grave offenses. Not only did he collude with Western Shu, but he also murdered witnesses in front of you. This son cannot be allowed to live. I beg Your Majesty to immediately execute Gao Yang, to uphold our laws and discipline. Gao Yang, you need to give me an explanation. Otherwise, I will borrow your head to stabilize the troops. Your Majesty, you harm others. Others will always kill you. This situation was carefully designed by someone. No matter how I explain, it's all in vain. Only facts can slap certain people hard. Only then can we clear the injustice. Gao Yang, your treason is a fact. It is a fact that you murdered the witness. What else can you possibly argue? Very well then. Since you mentioned just now that there's only enough grain for 3 days in the military, then your majesty should grant this humble minister 3 days' time. After 3 days, the western Shu border will fall without a fight. The 3-year seesaw battle will be won today. Is this enough to clear away the injustice? 3 days, Gaoya. What nonsense are you spouting? We've been fighting with Western Shu for 3 years. If you claim to defeat the enemy within 3 days, are we just idling here? Your Majesty, this Gao Yang is clearly trying to stall. Just 3 days. Even if a deity arrived, it is impossible to breach the city of Shishu. Lamb, I'm giving you a chance. If you can truly breach the borders of Shishu within 3 days, I will believe that you have been wronged. Otherwise, you will face punishment. You will die without a place to be buried. Lamb, why are you having the soldiers move these spirits? The great battle is approaching. Are you planning to treat everyone to drinks? Wanner, have you ever heard of burning down the camp? The weather is dry today. Once the fire starts, the nearest water source to the Chu army is also far away. Do you think they will make it in time? What do you want to burn down the Western Chu? Brothers, after tonight, you will surely become famous with one battle. In our great Qin's war to destroy Chu, you all will be like guard dogs in the palace. How can we destroy Chu? With just us? Even if we all charge forward, how we get through the door over there? Yeah, Lord Gao, you're not joking, are you? In the 6th year of Emperor Wan, my front was besieged by the vanguard of Xiangchu. 100,000 border troops were slaughtered. Have you all forgotten such a great humiliation? In the 9th year of Emperor Wan, a grand marriage alliance after the palace, our army's death toll is approaching 300,000. Do you still remember this sea of blood and deep hatred? Not counting the tragic defeat. How could we forget? Swear death, swear death. Swear death for our brothers. Each one innocently perished. How wrong they died. How pathetic. Can their souls rest in peace beneath the 9 springs? I, the people of Deqian, should live as heroes. In death, I will be a valiant spirit. Today, let us use this strong liquor to honor our brothers in arms. And let us use this strong liquor to send off the Western Shu. Smash the blood debts on your journey. One more match is needed. Your great fire illuminates the way forward for our comrades. Let the wails of the remnants of Shi Chu toll the bell of Wang Chong's demise. Toll the bell of death. Toll it. He may really be able to help His Majesty realize the grand ambition of sweeping through the 6 states. Speak. Your Majesty has accomplished great deeds. Now I see to sit here quietly and enjoy your tea, awaiting good news. Awaiting good news. How can you be so sure? His Majesty ignited all the strong liquor in General Gao Yang's camp, throwing it into the Western Chu army. By now, the Western Chu forces must have turned into a hellish inferno. Oh, it's just a burning camp after all. What purgatory in the flames? Gao Yang, you really found a living Yama as your military advisor. Your Majesty, the Western Shu camp is a vast wasteland. The army is in chaos. Good, this is a heaven-sent opportunity. It is indeed the time for the Crown Prince. The great army can strike, capture the enemy commander alive, shoot Tianfeng, and receive a reward of 10,000 gold coins and the title of Marquis with 10,000 households. Damn Big Qian. You have completely lost all sense of decency. Report to Commander Chu. Our army's flames are spreading. The army supplies have been almost completely burned. Our soldiers have suffered countless casualties. At this rate, if they attack, we will surely be defeated. This is outrageous. Cui Xinghe, is he just sitting around doing nothing? What kind of intelligence is this? Why didn't you pass the report to us? Shushan, this is the confidential message we just received. Who wants his face? The Lamb of the Snow Mountain. How could it be so malicious, forcing us to submit? Heavy casualties, kill him by mistake. How can I, Chu Tianfeng, face these Chao Zhe brothers? General Yuan, it's bad. The Qin army is causing chaos in our ranks. They've breached our defenses. Zhang Qinfen was killed by 2 generals. Do you know this? Cui Xinzi, what should we do now? Once the emperor captures Chu Dianfen, then our collusion with Western Chu will be completely exposed. You, I, and Song Xiang will be doomed. This lamb is insidious and ruthless. No one expected he could use such a deadly poison. At this point, we have no choice but to strike first. We must eliminate the root. Only then can we have a glimmer of hope. Then, Fairy Chui, take a look at what you should do next. I have already sent a secret message to Chu Tianfeng. I asked him to take a detour and launch a surprise attack on Hulao Pass overnight. You just need to open the city gates to welcome him. If the Jade Emperor doesn't die on this trip, neither of us will have a way out. Master, are you asking us to rebel? If not for oneself, one would be destroyed by heaven and earth. It's all because of him. Only this way can we have a glimmer of hope. Gao Yang's victory in this battle is just a matter of time. In today's world, the 7 states are in turmoil. Even if we destroy the state of Chu, how could the other 5 states remain indifferent? What if the 6 states unite against us? We would face great peril. Your Majesty, please rest assured, since I have a strategy to attack the enemy, naturally, I will also have a plan to conquer the other 5 states. Oh, do tell me. It's simple, just 8 characters. Alliances and strategies. Distant relations, close attacks. Alliances and strategies. Distant relations, close attacks. Congratulations, Your Majesty, on acquiring such a wise minister and general as Gao. Your Majesty's unification of the realm is just around the corner. Gao Yang, oh Gao, these 8 characters are worth more than countless military texts from ancient and modern times. If they can be implemented, my great Qian will surely sweep across all nations, fulfill the wishes of emperors throughout the ages. Your Majesty, no more delays. The Western Shu General Chu Tianfeng has captured an elite. At this moment of the princess's morning bell, I'm searching for you everywhere. General Qin and the others are also missing. What? I'm going to eat. You go over there. You go over there. Remember, if I see your brother, I cannot kill her. Yes. Oh, Empress. Oh, Empress. You never expected that your situation in Dakian would be the same as mine when I left the palace today. Today, I too shall taste the flavor of the Dakian Empress. Ha ha ha. Quick, Your Majesty. I'm going. The Empress is teaching me here. Hi, Lord, take His Majesty and leave quickly. Leave the rest to us. Wangding Shui, you foolish woman. Do you want to let them die halfway? Quick, this way. What do we do? There's no way out here. Old Zheng is really going to meet his end. I won't accept that here. Hey, let's go in and try our luck. What is this? Where can we hide? Hide in this wardrobe, quickly. Can the 3 of us hide in such a small cabinet? Hey, stop hesitating. Do you want to just watch as His Majesty is disgraced by that bunch of beasts? Where is everyone? Yes, I saw them enter this courtyard just now. How could Zhao Xian be? Watching him run into my courtyard, could he possibly not be killed? The commander can't overlook any corner. Damn, why is this cabinet so small? Ah, mouse. Damn it, that bastard Lamb. How dare he clear Bowling Town? Ah, Lomb. Hey. What is it? Cowering little guy. Get out here. Gao Yang, your days are numbered. Still thinking about chasing girls. Take them all down for me. We'll head back to support the marshal. Wait a moment about that. Big brother, I want to discuss something. Ah, this is our empress. She has given you a great fortune. Promote you and elevate your rank, let it go. Do you think you are worthy to negotiate with me? Now that I have applied, the Empress of Western Shu will naturally reward me. Why would I need to betray my trust? Fleeing your master to join you. Where's the money? Take up the gun. Could it be that I truly have to meet my end here? Wait, are you sure you want to do this? If you're going to do this, then today, all of you will meet your end here. Humph. I can't believe that the three of you can turn things upside down. Hai Dong, get your filthy mother out here. Are you still not coming out? If I die, don't think you'll live either. I really want to watch you get stabbed to death by a mob. Haven't you heard this saying? Good people don't live long. Evil lasts 1,000 years. You're the #1 assassin in the world, the Azura. Now the Western Shu army has entered the city. I can save you both, but I cannot guarantee your safety right away. You must take care of yourselves. What are we going to do if you leave us behind? Do you want me to join you and face death together? If you don't want to die, follow me. Ha ha. Today, at Tiger Pass, I have set up a net from heaven and earth. No one can escape. Shu Tianfeng, you were not killed by my great front soldiers. Why are you still here? Ha ha. I, Shu Tianfeng of Jinyun Pass of Western Shu. How could I easily die at your hands? What you killed was just one of my substitutes. At this moment, our positions are reversed. Today is your day of death. Guixing, Ginzing. So it turns out everything was your doing. Your Majesty, we were all forced by you. If you had killed Gao Yang earlier, today we wouldn't have met in such a way. Qin Jun, as the commander of Hulao Pass, your Qin family is also a marquis family. How dare you collude with the Western Shu? Do you have any shame in front of me? Your Majesty, an old minister first pledges loyalty to the greater power. People do not act for themselves. Heaven and earth will punish them. If we just sit back and wait, it will be us who die. You have brought this situation upon yourself. I advise you to surrender obediently, to avoid suffering physical pain. Let me surrender obediently. You will not force me to surrender. I would rather die than let you capture me alive. Your Majesty, please. Why is it that every time I make a move, it's at such a critical moment? I am truly the brilliance of this world. I never wanted to be a savior, but alas, the savior wants to become me. Lamb, if you don't play dead, you'll die. You're about to die and still planting garlic. Do you still think you have a way out? It's simply ridiculous. Lamb, do you really think you can fight against our Western Shu army all by yourself? The Chu general is quite cunning this time. Please capture him. Make sure to hand him over to me later. I will make him wish he could live, but cannot. Wish he could die, but cannot. Do you really think you have already won? Cui Xinghe, when you colluded with Shichu, I already knew, so I naturally anticipated the events of today. Gaoyang, stop pretending to be mysterious. Now the Tiger Lock Pass is filled with my Shichu troops. You all are trapped and cannot escape. Today, don't even think about reinforcements coming to save you. Great Thousand Empress, no one can save you today. As long as you serve this handsome one well. Haha, this handsome one might consider giving you a way out. Chu Tianfeng, don't go too far. You secretly search for my Qin spies. What kind of hero is that? If you have the ability, let's fight for real. To the victor belong the spoils. You are but a prisoner at my feet. What qualifications do you have to talk to me about fairness? As long as I want to, I can crush you at any time. Take them down for me. Be sure not to harm the Empress. After I have enjoyed the former Empress, I will let you taste some meat too. Ha! Gao Yang quickly thinks of a solution. I can't resist them either. Gao Yang, if you can help me this time, I will promise you anything. Your Majesty, with me here today, no one will harm you. Humph. Long arms block the vehicle, overestimating oneself. I originally didn't want to reveal my true strength, but you all forced me to. With this sword of mine, I will slash you down and turn the world upside down. Could it be that Gao Yang is still an unmatched master? Grandpa, save me. Ha ha. Still calling me Grandpa? Even if you call me Ancestor, it won't save your grandpa. Money and gold, Guangong is here. Who dares to kill my grandson? The rebel forces of the Western Shu have been swiftly eradicated. You traitors. Still not surrendering? Isn't it time to be captured? How did the Duke arrive? It's over. It's all over. Gao Tianlong, weren't you in Jinsheng? How did you end up at Hulao Pass? My grandson is incredibly clever. He anticipated that you would rebel. He even asked to borrow my Qingzhou troops to act at the right moment. Otherwise, I would have caught all of you traitors in one fell swoop. Grandpa came just in time this time. I, Li Danson, arrived too late to save the Emperor. I hope the Emperor will forgive me. Old Uncle Thousand Words, listen up. What crime is there? I beg your pardon. Thank you, Your Majesty. Your Majesty, this old minister is foolish. This old minister was also speaking of Chui Xing's seduction. Please forgive this old minister, Your Majesty. Your Majesty, all of this is a conspiracy that has nothing to do with the common people. Gaia, we are childhood friends. You should help me speak a good word. I'm relying on you, you foul woman. It was you who wanted to cancel the engagement back then. Now you have the nerve to ask me to leave. Capture all these treacherous officials and rebels. The Chui family is colluding with the Western Shu. They are committing rebellion. Execute them all. To show no mercy. Your Majesty, Your Majesty. The Battle of Tiger Trap Pass. The Western Shu city fell. Great Qian advanced triumphantly, guiding Huang Luan to break through the Western Shu royal city. The Emperor decrees. The Duke of State has rendered distinguished service in protecting the Emperor. 100 acres of land is granted as reward. Yong Prefecture and Liang Prefecture are bestowed as fiefs. The title of a collateral imperial prince is conferred. The title of Marquis can be inherited, Your Majesty. Subject: Gao Tianlong thanks Your Majesty for your great grace. Gao Yang. This time at Hulao Pass, you helped me achieve great success. You also saved me from life and death. Didn't you want Wanner to marry you before? I agree. Your Majesty, isn't this a bit too hasty? Your Majesty, now there is only Shuangwen Wanner. How could that be? So what do you want? This kid couldn't really be plotting against me, could he? Your Majesty, I want you to be my wife too. You sisters sharing a bed. Wouldn't that be wonderful? You scoundrel, how dare you have designs on His Majesty? I will kill you. Hey, the Empress is plotting murder. Come here.